Hello everybody at home and welcome to Tabletop Tuesday! We're good, we're back with D&D, finally. I am literally twitching, he says on Twitch, because of lack of tabletop. It has been hard, it has been awful without Curse of Strahd and without Lost Minds, but we're back! And from next week we'll have Curse of Strahd back too. Hello my wonderful players, how are you doing?
Good.
Not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, we are down a single player today, but they have asked me to play their character and see what happens. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna dive in. So basically, what happened was, the last time we played, the crew managed to come across an actual green dragon. Not a very old green dragon, thankfully, as it would be really harsh to throw like a full adult green dragon against some level 4s. But they did really, really well. And they actually managed to remove the dragon as a problem. Even as he tried to flee, they managed to drag him back and put an end to him. That went really well. So well done for that. That was impressive.
I mean, to be fair, didn't the dragon like miss every attack apart from its poison breath? So
yeah.
Poison breath, which almost insta-killed one of our players, to be fair.
We did check the rules. Apparently, it would have actually done a bit more damage to instantly kill me, but he did basically take me to nothing immediately.
You have to essentially take them down to minus their actual hit points to kill them in a single blow. So that didn't happen, thankfully. He was only like a few hit points down below, but it was a pretty harsh blow to come out of the battle for the entire thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was one of their heavy hitters too, which was awkward. But the team managed to get through it, and it was very impressive, I thought. Actually, I was very impressed. So yeah, when we start today, it's literally just after the battle. They have managed to, they've started healing each other a little bit, and I believe they're heading back to town. And that's what they're...
Did we loot?
Yep.
Yeah, I think loot happened. Yeah, because there was... People are paying attention. Yeah, no, I think if I remember correctly, you guys like found a treasure chest and everything.
Yes.
That was yeah, so it was really well looted. And
a bunch of gold and a bunch of
yeah, there was a fair bit found actually, which was great because that's the best way to go forward. Is with lots of loot. So yeah, and now we're going to jump back into it with the players basically standing around a dragon corpse and see how things go and go for it. As the players suddenly go very quiet. Hello?
Oh, right. So
go!
You'll go for it. I could hear it on your Twitch stream, but not on.
Oh, that's fair. Discord went a bit funny there. Let me try and fix that. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, everything cut out for a second, so I refreshed.
Okay, my bad. And go!
Let me get the right accent. No, that's the right.
No, that's not the right accent.
Oh my god.
We have wares. No, hang on, wait. Well, that was. Tobias is going to pick himself pick himself up. Obviously, having only just been healed. And I believe I kind of mentioned it out of character, but as we kind of stand around, you'll see him take his shield off his arm, sling it over his back, and on the side of his pack, there's a waterproofed bundle. And he'll just slowly unwrap it, and inside there's a second scabbard, which he attaches to the other side of his belt, and he's effectively now got a rapier on either side of his arms. Why is Maron rolling already? That scares me.
Stab.
Oh, I think that's hit dice for his level up.
Oh, thank God for that. I was like...
Take 8 damage.
But yes, I'll stand there and go, so... We were mostly here for a couple of tasks, one of which was the Dragon Cult, which remains is over there, Maron. So, did we have any further business here?
No, don't think so.
No.
Check my scribbles. Nope, I think we're good.
Came here to get the thing for the herbalist. Came here to see the druid, who isn't the goat apparently, and came here to deal with the dragon cult.
So how do we get this dragon from here back to town? Right?
Seriously considering transporting the entire dragon.
Absolutely. We can use this.
Perhaps we should talk to the druid then. Maybe he'll have a way. Carry something that huge.
Listen, I picked up a giant club and smashed down a house. Dragon's gonna be nothing.
If you'd
Oh,
like
you're
to
going to carry
attempt
it. Marvellous.
Sure, why not?
Okay. If you would like to roll me in athletics to try and pick up the dragon.
Alright, okay. Incoming natural 20 boys, let's go.
Yeah. He'll have you re-roll every 100 feet. We're not getting far with it.
Oh, that's a pretty good roll. I'm gonna say you managed to like lift the dragon up slightly and drag him a few paces, but it doesn't manage to get very far, I'm afraid, before you end up dropping him a little. I'm just need to move my camera slightly so that Lord Pumpkin Hat is in the frame. My players then get really confused. But yeah, so you managed to drag it a few... Would you like the dragon's body back on the map? Let's put the dragon back on the map.
It's fine. If it's something we're not
It's you
No, we're
with...
not gonna
it out
be
later.
Yeah, with like
What?
almost all of your might, you manage to drag him like essentially from where you're standing to about there. And that's full strength pulling
You
dragon.
only have to repeat that approximately 27,000 times. That will get it down.
No problem. I'll no, I'm joking.
Well, I don't know. Mia, Mauron, do either of you have any knowledge of how to take one of these things apart? As in, not make it jam, as in to get it to the bits that we might salvage for sale.
What would I roll to figure that out? Nature?
Nature could work, survival could work. Potentially Arcana.
I'll go with the Arcana.
Just because dragons are pretty magical creatures, and that will be letting you know which kind of parts would be useful to you and how to remove. Ah! Mia is abnormally quiet. Oh my god, Mauron.
Nope, I'm good.
Mauron has no idea.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure the scaly bits are worth a few quid.
Yeah, I'll let you know that just because everyone
We
knows
just
that.
need to find the goobly gabs.
I will take your word for it.
We'll get what's that lass's name back at
Mia?
that owns the no, she's here. I mean back at town. That owns the trading place.
Oh, Mr. Greywind
Sure, that one.
at the Lion Shield Costa,
That one.
perhaps.
It's
Oh,
true.
tell her
We
who's
don't need to
walking about.
necessarily take it apart ourselves. We can just tell her the location as we have in the past.
Exactly.
Correct. And at the moment, other than the druid, I don't imagine anyone's going to be looking for this here, or the rest of the cultists if there's anyone in the area. So you're right. It might be better to just chance it, leave it here, and hope no one finds it in our absence. No one more skilled with a cart and a set of skinning tools, I should add. So maybe
Just
it's
have
better.
to hope the spiders or the blights don't take it apart.
They might damage it, but I can't imagine they're carrying it off. But what's the alternative? We make a hash of this now, and we don't get anything anyway. At least that way we can.
What you're saying?
Yeah, You're right. I think if they have the expertise, we can probably get a bit of a finder's fee for it, as opposed to ruining the hide and basically making it worthless. In which case, as we go in to leave, this door was sealed from the outside, wasn't it? DM.
Yes, it was.
What would you like me to roll to try and make it the area around the outside of the door look like no one's been in there recently?
That's an interesting one. Cover it up again. I'd say I'll go with just a standard dexterity. Just because all you're doing really is covering up some tracks in the dust and maybe maneuvering some cobwebs.
Cool. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me remember what I'm rolling for that. That's actually I've somehow managed to screw up my macro. That should be 17.
Okay, I was about to say that's not actually too bad either, but yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, you managed to do a pretty good job of it. It's not maybe exactly as it was when you found it.
Yeah,
but it's pretty close.
It's more for the.
You'd imagine people coming in to look at it wouldn't be able to tell that people have been strolling around in here for sure.
Yeah, if people are going in and having a full-on look, I imagine it's not going to fool anybody. But just as a standard. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, you don't think people will be able to do it?
Yeah, so that's the plan then. Kind of do that, make it look a little bit more dishevelled, and say, well, I think that's the best we're going to do.
Yeah.
Let's be off then.
Okay.
Indeed. Shall we visit the druid before we go back and tell him of what we've done?
Did he care about the dragon?
He was terrified of it.
Oh, okay. Do we let him know it's dead, or should we say it's gone?
If we say it's gone, he may come to investigate.
Yeah, let's be. Yeah, you're right. Honesty is probably the best policy, but hopefully he doesn't. I don't know why I care, but yeah, let's go speak to the druid. Explain to him that the dragon is deceased. If he comes up with a solution of dissecting it, marvellous. If he doesn't, we'll go back into town and speak to Mistress Greywind.
Fair plan.
I believe
Sounds good to me.
if we're heading back out, we will head back the route that we've come.
I can delete those.
So
three.
basically, not through here.
So you're not going to go walking through the giant spider webs?
No, we haven't yet, and I don't see any reason to right now. So yeah, head south, back through the previous buildings that we've investigated that brings us out back by the druid's house.
And there's a dead body of a dragon lying there. Okay, that's fair. So you're making your way around and heading over to the druid's house?
Yep.
Please, by all means. The druid is happy to receive you. He's actually not even got the door closed. He's kind of peeking out through the door. A little cowardly, but a little bit nervous because he could hear, obviously, the roarings of your battle. It definitely wasn't a quiet situation that happened right there. So...
We'll leave Mia to guard the dragon. No.
For everyone watching, Mia is being controlled by Mia tonight, so her character may not move around very much. But she'll be there when she needs to be.
Yeah. So, yes, we'll walk back, obviously, in some cases looking slightly acid burnt. Oh no, it's poison, isn't it? Sorry, yeah.
You are very much, like, a little bit melty.
Yeah. So, that other issue sorted. That's the druid, that's not just in random.
Other situation? What?
We killed the dragon.
Oh! I figured you must have killed it or driven it away. I didn't see it fly off, but I noticed that you're not all dead, so...
Nearly. For a bit. It went a bit bizarre. But we're still stood.
Well, it's very good to see you all. Especially going up against a dragon. Very impressive. You've all certainly leveled up in my estimations, that's for sure. Tongue in cheek.
Are you going to be staying here, Mr. Druid, or would you like us to take you back to town?
Oh, no. Now that the dragon's gone,
Surprise,
I'm actually even
motherfucker.
safer now. So I will continue doing my work here if that's quite alright with you, but at least you know that I'm safe, so you can report that back to my lovely friend in the farm. But, yes.
What was your work here again?
Oh, there are several of the plants around here don't grow anywhere else. I'm studying a few of them, and seeing how they can be used for specific potions and druidic use.
Okay, we got attacked by some of the plants. There's some bodies to the north of here.
Oh, those horrible spiky creatures. Yes.
Yes.
I've not encountered many of those. I'm not much of a fighter, but I've drove a few of them away with some of the other plant life. So good thing I'm able to do with those. But yes, thank you. I'm relatively safe here. This house is very well guarded, considering.
Well, if you're sure.
Oh no, I do appreciate it though. Thank you.
We were going to speak to some of, when I say officials, to some knowledgeable people in town, and perhaps then someone reclaim the carcass of the beast, if that doesn't affect your plans at all.
Oh no, not particularly. To be honest, I never imagined that I'd get much of a chance to study the dragon, and I don't really feel safe enough to go that far through this town. But maybe perhaps if you let them know that when they do come to claim it, I may take a
That
few
you
small
wish to
parts.
research it. Yeah.
If that's possible, yes. Oh, that would be wonderful.
No, that's not a problem at all. We will advise them of where you are in town, the fact that you're reasonably secure, but that yes, if they do go to dissect, you would like to witness to see if you can learn anything more about its design. Is that about right?
That sounds. I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to what you said. There was a lot of long words there, but I'm sure it's fine, and we should be off.
Well, good day.
Oh, thank you. He kind of quickly ducks back into the house and the door closes. You hear several locks going on the door, and then something heavy being moved inside.
As we walk away, well, clearly he's not a threat to our claim. If he's unwilling to even walk over there on his own.
No, he seems to be more of a threat to himself than anything else.
No, I don't think he'll be much of a danger, Mia says from the back very quietly.
Especially if we set his house on fire. No, I'm joking.
Well, if we've got nothing else in here, we've got a good day or so to walk south again. Joy. We really should have organised a cart to come and collect us in this leg of the journey. Oh well.
No idea how long we'd be here.
No, true. And having them sit by the main road where they've been attacked by bandits before seems a little bit rude. Well, shall we?
Aye, we might get lucky and we might have to hitch a ride.
That could be possible.
What's a good one? This is a good one. Right, so, as it stands, you come out of Thunder Tree. You have two potential ways to go. You can either head straight south amongst the open plains, or you could follow your path back through the Tribor Trail. There's one that's very...
I don't like the idea of either of those. I was going to suggest that we cut a reasonably sharp route west, keeping the river to our side, but not completely, not following the inlets, because that's just added time. Cutting across back to the high road, and then heading down south along there, in the hopes, as someone pointed out, we may be able to hitch a ride. Or actually, do we just walk back to Neverwinter and hire a bloody cart?
Sure.
You know, that we've picked up enough stuff, surely, that we can hire a carriage, or I don't know, do you rent horses? Is there a rental fee? It sounds like heading to Neverwinter is probably going to be the quickest way to head back to Phandalin.
It's good to me. We probably have enough money to buy horses at this point.
Well, I'll take your word for it. I've never bought a horse in
Certainly
my
a
life.
potential point right now. Yeah, no, there is absolutely. You can definitely get back to Neverwinter, and you know for a fact that there are definitely horses you can rent from there. There are carriages you could potentially rent, and there are horses that you could potentially just straight up buy.
I mean, you kind of have to feed a horse and stuff, don't you?
That is true. There are fees
you
for keeping
own
a
it.
horse alive.
Yeah. So I suppose then
It's magical.
you're going to buy a magical horse.
No. Is I'm going to summon a magical horse.
Marvellous. Well, however, I'm not going to summon a magical horse, Caliban. So I will probably need to at least hire one. So yeah, I believe then, as I say, not following the inlets and outlets to a painstaking degree, but keeping the river at least to a degree visible on
Yeah, absolutely.
our right-hand side. Make our way back to Neverwinter.
Okay, so you head you head in as straight a line as you can possibly manage straight across to Neverwinter.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. You managed to make it without being accosted at all. There's a point where you've passed a few people fishing by the river and things like that. There's anything serious. No one looks at all a threat along this way. In fact, the closer you get to Neverwinter, while there becomes more and more people, no one seems to really even pay you a bit of notice. Neverwinter is a bustling hive of adventurers coming in and out, and to them, you're just another group of travellers. So yeah, that's not a problem at all.
Do we need to rest here, or do we grab transport south?
Well, I'm fine to move on, but I'm not the one who passed out in the last battle.
Koo, your mic is really bad, dude.
There's some delicious feedback there.
Koo?
Maybe he's resetting.
He might be resetting it. Koo, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just said, yes, I'm happy to continue, but
You're not the one who
I'm
passed
not
out.
the
Yes,
one
no,
who
I
fainted.
did catch that bit. Thank you.
Yep, no, you're back. This is good.
I'm fine. I feel a little bit recovered, so by all means, if we grab a horse, or carriages, or Caliban can summon something for us all, or doesn't it work like that?
It doesn't. Only for me.
Right, that sort of deal. Marvellous.
Aye.
In which case, I imagine that there's probably like a traveller's respite just outside the town, where you can. This sort of stuff is slightly easier than going right into the middle. I'm guessing, Sean, if we approach from the south.
As you approach from the south, as the main high road heads into Neverwinter, there are several stables just on the outskirts. You don't even have to go into the main town. That usually either offer as a somewhat of a taxi service or will sell/rent you horses. You don't even have to go into the town to find these.
So, asking around, and I can do a check if you want, I basically want to know the cheapest/quickest way to get back to Phandalin.
There are a few different stables, each of them offering you competing prices. But if you're looking to just rent a horse to get you there, there are people.
Do you want a persuasion or something to see what's around?
Sure. Well, if anyone wants, yes, please do roll me a persuasion, but do so with disadvantage.
What?
I can't tell you yet.
Well, could get worse.
Oh, damn
And
it!
Okay, that's that natural 20 up against her.
Well, a few of them are obviously trying to fleece you. They're offering you prices of like 200 to 300 per person for a trip to Phandalin, which is ridiculousness.
Yeah.
But there is one man who actually says he could take you in a carriage, and he'd do it for probably 50 per person. So 200 gold will take the lot of you to Phandalin in a carriage, and then
gold.
come back.
Right.
Is there some sort of group incentive by any chance? Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, feel free.
I'm gonna step
Wait,
back because clearly no one gives a monkeys about what I want to.
Too bad anyway. Too good anyway.
It's better than a 5. Oh, I suppose if there's the 4 of you, I could. I'll drop it to 150.
Sounds good to me.
It doesn't sound good. Stepping off to one side. Are we sure? Because the tavern keeper got a little bit. How much did you throw him, Caliban? Was it 20?
something like that. Aye.
Yeah, and all of a sudden that was ridiculous, and that was for a week's stay. Willing to pay 150.
Aye, well, if you want to bring your business to Neverwinter, that's what's going to happen.
No, sorry, this is off to one side. I'm not.
Oh, okay, you're not talking to them. Okay.
I'm not literally in front of him going, the man's a rip-off merchant.
Oh, that's no fun.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I seem to recall that, well, that just seems a lot. But if we want to spend... I don't know, does anyone have any opinion?
I'm fine with it. Might as well use the party funds for something, eh?
Well,
We're going to spend 150 gold. We're going to spend 8 times what we've spent for a week of all-inclusive bed and board on a single carriage ride.
Right.
bloody hell, if it's that important to you. I turn to the man in cost, friends.
Okay, he is now very friendly to you.
Normal price for a carriage just down the road.
Mate's race.
I can't.
Literally.
Look, what was? I know you. What's your name?
Mauron.
Of course. Well,
Yes.
we
spent so much time together back in the days.
Oh, you've got to understand. I deal with so many people coming in and out of Neverwinter. Right. If the lot of you chuck me 10 gold each, 40 gold, I'll take you to Phandalin.
Bargain. Thank you.
Excellent. Sign me up.
And will you be the carriage driver, or will there be another?
Oh no, I'll send one of my men. I can't leave
Yeah,
here.
no, that's a good idea. From the front.
It was great seeing you again, but we need
Yes.
to depart post-haste.
Of course, no. Adventurers need to get places quickly. I understand. He like clicks his fingers, and a rather young-looking stable boy, probably about 17, 18, rushes round back, and a few minutes later comes up to the front, driving a carriage, 2-horse carriage, plenty of space for 4 people.
Cool. We throw in the money and get the hell out of Dodge.
Yes, we best get the hell out of Dodge.
And yeah, he rides off quite happily. He's a bit confused when you give him the money. He looks down at his master, and his master just shakes his head and scowls at him, and he just shrugs, starts driving. He's not the head of the business. He gets paid either way.
Cool.
And
And yeah, we'll lounge in that carriage till we get back to Flandrin, unless anything horrific happens en route.
Oh yeah.
Which it definitely isn't.
Yeah.
You know, I've got this really good scene that I set up way back at the beginning of the game with a carriage and a bunch of goblins attacking you. But no, you're fine. You get
We did that.
that was.
I confused them. It went wrong.
But yeah, no, that's fine. You make it back to Phandalin, no problems.
All the
Although-
money.
You'll be
This
coming
seems suspicious.
in from the north with your lovely bunny costume. Who
Thank you
I
very
can't stop
much.
spinning right now. There we go. He drops you off not far from Barton's provisions, and then continues driving. Drives straight through the town out the other side.
Marvellous. Right. So we have... I've got a couple of errands I wish to run. One that is with all of us if you wish, or I can go mine if none of you care. and I'd like to have a quiet chat with the priestess
Oh,
without
shit.
any interruptions.
Oh, yeah, I'll come and take part in it. Well, I'll come and watch.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, you're allowed to come and watch. I would like to have a word with her directly.
Yes, shall we start the Costa? Yes, and then we can go off.
Actually, I completely forgot about that one. So yeah, we've got 3 things. Costa, I want to give the necklace, and I'll bring it back out to them.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I would like to have a word with the good sister. So Costa first, then, yes.
To me.
Cool. Lead the way. And we all walk over there, I take it.
Yep. No problems whatsoever.
We need to see the town master as well, right? About the orcs.
Oh yeah.
Sure, those guys.
4 things. It's like the Spanish Inquisition all in here.
Okay. So yeah, where are you going
All
first?
gone really quiet.
Where are we
Lion
starting?
Shield Costa.
Okay, so we begin at the Lion Shield Costa. As you walk in, Linen is kind of organised. She's watching people stock shelves, and kind of, reprimanding them for not doing a great job of it. She seems to have a lot of younger people working here, and the business seems to be booming now. So many people.
Oh,
rushing
just
in and out,
before we
buying
get in,
things.
I will confirm with Mia, and well, with everybody else who paid attention, so that's more than me. Didn't we see some more of their crates in Cragmore Castle?
Indeed, we did.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So it's not just a dragon, it's we need to let her know because we've agreed. The amount she paid us last time was, if we find any more, just to let her know. Cool. And then we head in, sorry.
Yeah, not a problem. So yeah, she's kind of organising her new. She's hired a few people from around town. Obviously, there's new faces stocking the shelves that you've never seen before, and business is really booming. As quick as they're stocking them, the shelves seem to start clearing again, and there's a lot of bustle in and out of the shop.
Is there a war coming that we're unaware of?
Ha! A war? Not that I can tell, but we haven't had this many things in stock in quite some time, and Barthen doesn't seem to be selling the same wares anymore. We've got a monopoly, and it's all thanks to you guys.
To be fair, we only advised you where your own goods were.
That is absolutely true, but without you, we would never have reclaimed them, and business would not be as it is. We may even be able to compete with the Miners' Exchange soon. This is fantastic.
We never actually went there, did we?
No.
The
never
Miners'
re-
Exchange.
No.
Oh well. Can't help everybody. So there was a couple of matters. Maron, did you want to talk about one, or should we mention the stuff at the castle first?
Yes, we can start with the castle. We already owe that.
Yes. So, when we last visited, we agreed that if at any time we found any more of your wares or any more goods marked with your shields, we would make you aware. Making good on that promise, we have recently been up to Cragmore Castle. And there is more of your goods in place there. I will openly admit, we haven't, whilst we don't think we left anyone behind, there were areas that we kind of went through at speed for some strange reason. So just be wary. I don't know what the lay of the land is, but yeah, there wasn't anyone breathing when we left.
Well, that's twice you've led us back to our own stolen goods.
3, but who's counting?
3. Oh, of course there were more in the. Yeah, no, fair. Did we have an agreed price this time? I don't think we even expected there to be any more.
I believe, and just being honest here, that when we returned the second lot to you, the price that we received was more than generous, on the assumption that if we were ever to find any more of your goods, that it was by the good grace of the business that we'd had together that would simply make you aware of it.
Yes, you just said you might hold any items that come into
Oh
the shop.
yes, that was it. Yeah, no monetary value, but if there was anything interesting that came through, we got first dibs.
Ah, I see. Nothing that would probably interest adventurers like yourselves come through yet, I'm afraid. It's
Well, the
mostly
week's
just
young.
normal kind of provisions.
The week's young, and there's some more crates to be reclaimed, so...
Absolutely. I will absolutely have to keep you well informed. But thank you. I will send a team to go and recover my goods. Thank you.
And we might have another deal to strike with you.
Oh?
Find much value in the body of a young green wyvern. Was it a wyvern or a drake?
No, it was an actual bloody dragon.
It was a dragon. It was just a young dragon.
Okay, young green dragon.
Wow.
Do you have any tanners amongst your number?
No. But if we get claim to it, we can sell it. We can definitely sell it out to the right people around town. The scales would be great to go to the smithy. We could have the woodworker has his son is a tanner. That might be useful. But obviously, if it comes to me first and I separate it out, I get a bigger share of the profits than they do. And since we've worked so well together in the past, it might be good for you guys too.
Effectively, we know the location of a dead corpse, a fresh dead corpse, and at the moment there's no competition for retrieving it. As you can see, we're not exactly equipped with wagons ourselves, and we're new to the area, so we don't exactly have the contacts that you have just listed for that. So, I look around at the others. I genuinely don't know how we go from here. Do we simply tell her, she goes find it, and then we come to an agreement? Because it's lost either way to us.
I think we should certainly strike up a price before we give it over.
It's more of a case of, until she knows the quality, how is she going to know what price that she can make? This needs to be a deal that works for both of us.
Just do a percentage, yeah?
Up to you.
If you like.
As keeper of the party funds, Caliban, and not to stereotype, as a dwarf, if you wish to speak about how we're gonna divvy up gold.
Maybe I should get you a bow.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, you're going to be doing all the work. Not you, but she is going to be doing all the work. So,
True.
30%.
You'd want
Whatever.
Already dead.
It's also already dead. That's correct.
Normally I would haggle, but with all the business you brought me, no, that's yours straight away. 30%. You know what? If the smithy can make something good out of it, I'll make sure that he gives you good prices on any dragon scale armor or any weapons he can make from any of the claws or scale or whatever. I will let. Yes, no, 30% is fine, but I won't know what the price is going to be until after we've seen the body.
Of course. Yeah.
Fully understood. Have you got a map that includes
Thunder Tree.
Thunder Tree on it?
Oh,
Or are you
yes.
personally aware of? Are you personally aware of the layout of Thunder Tree? Have you visited yourself?
I know of Thunder Tree, and I know of them. I've seen maps of the town itself, although I've never actually been there myself.
If you've got a map, we can show you the location of the corpse. We can show you a route that we have taken from the edge of town to there that we believe to be relatively safe. By all means, we haven't cleared out the entire town. And as a final point, the only other person who's aware of its location at the moment that we're aware of is... What was that druid's name?
I'm not sure we ever got his name.
No, we did. From the elderly lady, not from him.
I think Mia had to be.
Radoth. Mia was aware. She speaks up quite quietly.
Oh,
His
Thank
name
you,
was
Mia.
Radoth. The woman at Adderley Farm told us.
Fantastic. Yes, the only other gentleman that's aware of its location is a druid who is housed in the area. He hasn't shown an interest in any of the material elements of it, but he has asked if we send people back through, that they notify him so he can watch the potential dissection.
I'd be useful anyway. As a druid, he should know the lay of the land and how to get through safely.
Yes. And, yeah, what bits not to cut.
That's fair and wise thinking. I see no problems with this at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
He seemed timid enough, he had no intention of going through the village himself to try it. And let's be honest, he's not going to be able to drag it off anywhere anyway. We made him aware that it was dead, because he'd heard the fighting. Beyond that, it's simply it was an educational matter for him rather than a material one.
Nope, that's absolutely fine. To be honest, when it comes to druids, they're usually quite helpful. I probably wouldn't mind him taking small samples in of it anyway. So that's absolutely fine. I'm okay with that.
So on the map, if she's got one, I will mark the tower, I will mark his house, and I will mark the trail that we took through the base layer. I'll admit that you wouldn't probably be able to get cart through there, but the bit in the middle where the spider webs was, which you probably could get a cart through, we haven't fully investigated, and I will explain about, was it the twiglings or whatever the hell they were called?
Twig blights.
Twiglets. The twig blights and the spiders that we faced, and that we didn't leave anything alive that we saw, but that doesn't mean it's completely cleared. So that you might want to obviously have a couple of guards with them just in case.
Fair. We'll send a few guards with them. We've got some good fighters that go with us. I mean, from some of the places you have let us know our goods have been in the past, we've had to send in some fighters. So that's absolutely fine. We'll send a couple more this time.
But yeah, we'll do that and say that we'll be back whenever. Obviously, it's going to be, I imagine, for a carriage, a good day or so there and back or whatever. And we'll come back at a later date to discuss
Sounds like a good
what they
plan to
found
me.
and what they can do for us. Just before we go to leave, I very quickly state, or ask rather, you wouldn't happen to know where a young woman and her two children at Myrna live?
Oh,
Recently they were brought back from the manor house.
if I am correct, they were actually staying temporarily with Sister Galileo of the Shrine of Luck.
Oh really? Two birds with one stone. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think she agreed to take them in for a short time just to help them recover before they went on their way. The building they actually live in is on the outskirts of town, and it's fallen a little bit to disrepair lately, so they're going to send some people in to clear it up first.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you very much.
That's okay. Well, I'll get everything organised and I'll let you know what I find.
Thank you. As we step outside, so we've got the townmaster,
Aye.
we've got the shrine,
Aye.
and I'm not saying we're taking waifs and strays at every given thing, but Master Caliban, as you are now the grand resident of Tresenda Manor, I believe, wouldn't it be good to potentially have someone who's looking after the property who A, doesn't have a home at the moment, and B, is a herbalist and therefore might be able to earn you some money on the side?
Sure. Who have you got in mind?
The woman whose husband got horrifically murdered and has
Sure.
no home,
Why
that we've
not?
just mentioned.
Right, that's fine. Yeah, it needs a bit of a doing up though.
But that's what I mean. It's kind of it won't, because it needs doing up. It's not like it's totally charity. And there are benefits. And there was a squeaky ball in the background, and that utterly threw me.
That was actually hilarious.
I keep having to mute things because he is being really, really playful right now. So
Oh,
I'm trying to keep him
sorry,
silent.
it's good, but it was just that kind of, and then it's kind of okay. And then beyond that, oh god, Wayveka Cave. I can't think of anything else before. Oh, isn't your best buddy still at the orchard, Caliban?
Droop.
Yes.
Oh, we called him Doop.
Dupe.
Doop. Yeah, he's still at the orchard.
Okay.
Speak to Chuckles as well. What's his face? The dwarf. Shit. The one that got us all together.
Gundren.
Oh, yes.
Aye.
He should have returned by now with Edemuth.
Turns out we have much to do in this town.
Unless they murdered each other on the way back, but we'll find that out
I just
shortly.
won the raffle. Feels good, boys.
He's just like casually winning raffles while he's playing.
What have you?
Just a raffle that we run on in the chat on Twitch. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Put it out your mind.
Seems like a fix, but there we go.
So, Dunmaster first. He's just over the road.
By all means, I would rather give the gentleman a wide berth.
Sure.
So, how about I go and see the good sister? I promise not to stab
Have him in
anybody.
the face, that's fine.
Whilst you two haggle with the townmaster and call him on his ineptitude.
Excellent. Sounds
Mia can come stand and watch and ensure I don't stab anybody if she wishes, or she can go grab a drink.
I don't know if there's much I could do if you did decide to stab her, but I think I'd like to come with and talk to the sister as well. Yes.
Okay. So I imagine they're going to get to the townmaster's house before we get to the shrine. So.
Yes. So we will start with Mauron and Caliban
right.
as they head to the
Oh.
townmaster's hall.
I won't knock, I'll just bust open the door. That'll do. I won't kick it down, I'll just open it and walk in.
I do love how streamlined things are with you, my friend.
I want to get in and out as quick as possible.
You hear like there's a bit of a shout from one of the doors that has remained closed the entire time in the hallway. Who the hell has just walked into my home?
Alright, pal! Is he on the toilet?
He
I
is
hope
on
so.
the toilet. Oh yeah, no, you did see this room. Yes, it was the extremely extravagant bathroom that is on the ground floor. He is currently in there.
It's getting opened.
Oh my god!
I am doubly glad I have gone elsewhere.
Okay, the inside of the door is locked. Would you like to apply your normal brand of pressure to the door?
No, it's locked, so I'm not going to smash down someone's house while he's in it. If he was out, maybe, but...
Hit the druid's house with that hammer.
Well, yeah, don't worry about that. Come on, chop chop! Do your business, because we got business.
Thus, we've returned from the orcs.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you hear him rushing around. The door opens. He is looking rather dishevelled as he pulls up, his breeches and smooths down his very nice doublet. You've been and seen the orcs.
They carried them off. They had an ogre as well. That's extra.
An ogre?
Oh, sorry, you can't then. I didn't know what you said.
An ogre? What? I didn't realise there was an ogre with them.
Well, there was, and it's dealt with.
That's fantastic. However, it's not what I asked you to do. So I
Right.
will happily pay for the orcs.
Okay. Well, the next time there's an ogre, I'll tell him right where you live.
What?
We didn't do that, but I suppose we don't have to tell him about the other group of ogres that are coming.
And the hobgoblins.
Roll
and
me
the
a
dragon.
deception.
I think you took that too far at the
Deception,
end.
did you say?
Yeah.
Me-
The
me or
dragon.
Me or Maron, did you say? Sorry.
I think it was you with the and the dragon.
Oh, right. Okay.
Both of you. Both of you. Although Mauron rolls with advantage on this. 25. Wow!
Damn!
His eyes bug
beat
out
him.
of. Do you know what? No, I've got to do an insight.
Yeah, good
I,
luck
mean,
with
I
that.
don't know if there's a point, but it's not a bad roll, but it's not
bad,
great. It's
not
not
bad.
good enough.
They both beat him.
His eyes widen. He goes, a dragon? Ogres? Hobgoblins? What price were you thinking?
One thing led to another. It escalated. We had to deal with the situation that we had with us right there and then. Luckily, your town hasn't been destroyed, but you know, you owe us a lot
Turned
of
out
money.
someone called the Black Spider was planning on using the orcs to infiltrate the town.
Aye, that as well.
There are other groups that were still under his control that want this town.
What do you expect of me? What are you after?
To get to a different place, we've got other things to do in the next few days. However, care of your problem on the way, the right amount of money.
What money are you wanting? I'm not hiring you to do another job. You haven't even asked for a price for this one yet.
I'll tell you
Decided
what.
on a price.
All right, go on. You first, Marlon.
Yes, I thought we already came up with a price for the orcs.
Well, yes, but now you're talking about ogres and dragons, and I've agreed that I'll add to the money. What do you want?
1,000 gold each.
Roll me a persuasion.
God damn it.
Ah, son of a bitch. Okay.
Liking that double proficiency.
Oh my god. For a dragon and... Yes! Okay! Wait, just for you two or for all four of you?
I look at Caliban sideways.
I mean, obviously for all four of us, right?
Yes, we'll probably need both of their help to take on the dragon, if nothing else.
Aye.
Fine. Fine. But I can't hand it to you right this second.
That's fine. However, I will say, for my share of everyone gives me the coin, how would you feel about spending that money on sorting out my mana?
I'm sorry, your mana? What are you talking about, your mana?
Fix. You know, the $1,000 mana that's mine.
He looks at you for a moment and then remembers what you've just said you've done. Shakes his head and goes, I will take that gold and I will send the woodworker up to Tresendar Manor to start on the roof first. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect. You're not as bad as everyone says you are. You're such a nice man.
And a pleasure.
I'm sure we'll be seeing you
Once we
very
take
soon.
care of the dragon, there should be lots of dragon scales around town that should boost the economy.
Absolutely.
Fine. The rest of you can come for your gold later.
Alright, pal.
100 gold for the orcs right now, right?
Yes. He goes back and goes up the stairs. You can hear him stomping around upstairs a little bit.
I slap Caliban on the back. Good job. We make a good team. I don't know why we let Toby speak all the time.
That's a fair point.
He comes back downstairs after a few minutes with a bag of gold and just literally hands it straight over. There's your share for all four of you there. And he hands that over to Mauron, which is probably a mistake.
Thank you very much. No, it's all
Good
good.
pal.
Very much. We'll return in time, once we've dealt with all the other problems, and let you know how it went. Have a good day.
We are the worst.
Just
Basically saying as to how this conference is going to work.
Why do you sound like you're in a fishbowl, Phil?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't.
sorry.
Let me refresh.
No, that's good there. That's fine. I think you were just far away. That's fair. Oh my god.
shall we go get some drinks?
I think we should. Let's treat ourselves.
Hell,
Okay. And now I'll cut over to Mia and Tobias heading over to Sister Garael's home. This is going to be lovely and pleasant, I'm sure.
It's gonna be less intimidating than that one.
That was super friendly.
That was
So,
interesting.
yeah. Gonna so head over to the shrine first. And knock and see if anyone is actually there or if she's in the house next door.
Oh no, she's in her house.
So there's no answer at the shrine at all.
The shrine is just like an outdoor altar kind of thing.
Oh, I can't see because the big bear thing
There you
is.
go.
Right, okay. Pay my respects at the shrine first. Walk over and politely knock on the door.
It's actually quite a quick answer this time. The door opens. Sister Garael's in there. You can hear, some noises from inside. The children are moving around indoors, and yeah, the family that you rescued are definitely in there. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see you so soon.
Oh, were you not, sister? It was a couple of things. I wanted a word with you round the matter with Agatha.
She steps out of the door and closes it behind her. So she's now outside with you both.
And the other one was actually the other one's slightly more urgent degree. I had very quick business. Nothing unpleasant. And I needed to ever so quickly speak to, looking for my notes, speak to Myrna.
Oh,
If she's in good enough health to receive visitors.
she is. They've healed quite well, actually. It was mostly malnutrition rather than pure treatment, thankfully.
If we go in and conclude that matter, and then if you wish to step back outside to talk about the other matter, we can.
Please, be my guests. She lets you through.
Why, thank you.
He's being
As I walk in, yes. As I walk in, is Myrna and the kids there?
Yeah. You basically walk back into the living room where you talked to her before, and there is the mother's sitting there at a table drinking what looks like a cup of tea while her children pretty much run around like crazy kids. They have been stuck together away for ages, but now they're definitely making up for their lost running around time. She looks up and immediately steps up so quickly she drops her chair and runs over to give you a hug.
I am going to look extremely uncomfortable at that, but I will allow it to happen. I will disattach myself from her ever so slightly, and say, how are the three of you keeping?
Oh, the sister has been very helpful to us. Our house was a bit of a state, and while people are fixing it for us, we've been offered to stay here. I wasn't expecting such a welcome, to be honest.
Well, there is a couple of matters that I want to discuss with you. One is that an associate of mine has recently come into some property nearby. The Dresden Manor.
Oh, yes.
And as he's somewhat of an adventurer, he's not sure how much time he was going to be spending there. The place is far too big for just him, and even if we're staying, I believe there's more than enough bedrooms that we can deal with. So, obviously the place is in ruin at the moment, but I believe he's looking to get someone to solve that sooner rather than later. And obviously, with Under the Tree and your old house being out of reach, there was a wonder whether or not you would consider a position of perhaps some form of housekeeper or something to work along with your herbalism and alchemy.
I had never.
It's just a matter to consider at the moment. It's just I can appreciate that you're not in a position to do your old trade.
No, I understand that. I would rather not ever go back to that house if I can avoid it.
I fully understand. It was more that perhaps if you or maybe your children wanted to allow some of the poor memories to be overridden, the offer's there, but I can fully understand why not.
I appreciate the offer, I really do, but I don't think any of us want to go back into that building ever again.
That is fully understandable, but I do know that he's still looking for someone to potentially do work in alchemy. He's got a fledgling interest, but in order for you to get back on your feet rather, I believe you're probably going to need some funds to start off with. How would you feel about having some silent partners in business? With the Red Brands gone, I understand that the city's settling down a little.
Are you essentially offering to
fund
lend us some money to get our shop back on the ground?
Pretty much, yes.
As much as I hate the idea of charity, I would never say no.
It's a business venture. It is a business venture. Having an alchemist on your side is never a bad thing.
Then yes, I would absolutely appreciate that. As long as I can pay you back when I get off the ground.
And we can even settle terms, and if there's interest and all that thing that people do with this nonsense. How much would you consider? It seems strange, but having done this before, how much start-up did it require last time?
1,000. I would need the building that I live in isn't good enough to run a shop from. I'd have to rent or purchase a building in town.
Okay.
I guess around 2,000 gold, but that's a lot. That's such a lot of money.
We can come back to that. I will speak to them. In the meantime, there's one other little thing, and from my belt pouch, I bring out her necklace.
She lets out a little screech, almost.
This was never ours to take. We would have removed you from those cells either way. As I said to you, memories are important. Making good ones are better than holding on to bad ones. So keep hold of some good ones. And basically, I will put the necklace on the table in front of us and start walking towards the door and just go, we'll be in touch about the business venture.
She looks absolutely shocked. But she 100% just doesn't say anything. She just takes it quietly.
Is Mia following me, or is she?
Mia hasn't come with you. Mia is still stood outside with these sisters.
Oh, did she not come in? Oh,
No.
okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, she's quietly sobbing while they're trying to hide it. The mother.
And I'm going to leave her to it. I'm not going to keep her... I'm not going to point and laugh or anything. I'm just going to walk away.
Oh, good.
When I'm laughing is... You've lost everything. No. I'm going to step outside and quietly close the door behind me. Sister, I think... I've stirred up some memories for Myrna, both good and bad. I think she'll be fine. She's just a little emotional at the moment. So, you're keeping an eye on her, yes?
Yes, just until her house is ready for her to move back into.
Yes, no, she discussed that, and hopefully something can come of this. So I have a further question for you around the Agatha business.
Oh yes, you've seen the Banshee then.
Sister Galel, other than your goddess, who the fuck do you work for?
I don't see why that's necessary for you to know.
Do you know why I feel it is, ever so slightly? Because we went, in good faith, to speak to a creature that could possibly have torn us asunder and made our lives horrifically miserable. We did it in the good faith of trying to keep the people of this town safe from what you had told us was a threat. I pointedly asked you more than once before we left, is this all that you want? You didn't fucking mention Bogentle's spellbook, did you? Sister.
Her expression has, up until this point, been one of being very timid, very shy, very sweet. As you mentioned, the spellbook, almost like a cruel grin spreads across her face. Well, I wasn't expecting her to be that chatty, if I'm entirely honest.
Well, colour me blind, neither did I. Here's me going, oh, we want a peace treaty. We want to make sure that the people of the village don't affect you and you don't affect them. She doesn't give a flying shit about this village. She wants to be left in peace. But she's got your number, sister. She knows you. Now, who do you work for? Other than your goddess?
Well, if I told you, I wouldn't be very good at my job now, would I? The fact is, she is very much correct about what I wanted, but the book no longer exists. I wanted information about where to find notes on said book, because it's been said that she offers information. I'd hoped she would blab to you.
Would you like to know the information?
Her eyes narrow slightly. She did speak to you about it.
Oh yes, in depth.
And this is less
She
of a...
mentioned it. She mentioned the spellbook to us in reference to you and your desire for it. If you want to know exactly what she told me, we're going to have to discuss on what terms and who the hell we're giving this information to. Because it's clearly not your church.
On an OC note, did she actually tell you that information? I can't remember.
On an OC note, she didn't. She just said that the sister basically wanted it and she had to come and fucking ask her herself.
In that case, roll me a deception, just in case.
No, because all I've said so far is that she's told me about the book and her sister's desire for it.
Okay, fair enough.
And I've said I'll share the information that I've been given if she's open with me.
Careful wording.
I'm not saying she's going to like the information. Oh, come on, Sean. We all play Dungeons & Dragons.
I'll let that off. That's fair. That's fair. Careful wording. Absolutely. I'll let that go. She contemplates for a moment. I will give you this information in exchange, but on the condition that no one outside of your party is made aware of it. It could cause some serious damage and put innocent people in harm, and I'm not exaggerating.
Innocent people in harm? You sent us on a mission that was supposed to be a peacekeeping thing.
Do you call yourself an innocent person?
No, I call the people of this village innocent.
And the people of this village were not in any harm, whether you did or didn't survive.
Because if we'd pissed her off during that conversation, when we led with where we came from, we have so far, me and some people who frankly I don't trust as far as I can piss, have so far put down the Red Brands, dealt with some issues in Thundertree, dealt with Cragmore Castle, and do you know how many people we had to deceive to do that? One 6-year-old boy, by telling him not to go play in the woods anymore. What good have you done with your pack of lies, sister?
Do you think this is the only town I spend time in? Do you think you have any idea of what's going on behind the scenes? You walk into a small town, you meet a nun and think that she is absolutely nothing to be concerned about. I did care.
Because I came, I saw you were injured, I asked if we could help. You told us what we could do, you lied. You didn't care what her answer was on that. You solely wanted to see what she was going to tell me about this book.
Absolutely true. If she had killed you, she had killed you. If she didn't kill you, then you would have been given some information. Either way, I also gave you a very expensive gift to give to her to gain said information. It's not as if this was done completely out
It was
of
done under false
kindness.
pretenses. It was in order for us to do a peace treaty when she has got no desire on this town and its people.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You knew that.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm very aware.
I don't mean lied to. I don't mean lied to my friends. I certainly don't like being lied to by people I hardly fucking know.
She grins. Well, I'm afraid if you're going to be in this business where you just offer your help to people, some may take advantage of that.
Yes.
However, that's not to say that what you have done isn't fantastic. And as I said, I am willing to give you this information. And I understand your anger. But giving you this information could put innocent
I am not-
people outside of this town.
The black spider. Now, I don't for 1 second I'd like you to be a bit more forthright as to where this is before I share it with you.
And all I'm asking is that you do not share the information about who I work for outside of your party. That's it. No one is in danger from this, but it could put several of my people in danger.
Fact, depending.
Sorry, you're breaking up a lot, Phil. I can barely hear you. Hello?
Am I breaking up?
Hello?
You yeah. Very much.
Cool.
Try refreshing.
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
Cool.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I've forgotten how. How about that?
Well, actually, you seem to be coming through okay now, so it may have just been the raised voices that was causing it to crackle.
Okay. I will not even share it with the other two unless I feel that I'm in danger not to.
In that case, you have at least earned this information. Part of this was, in fact, a test. I work for a group called the Harpers. We are a very secretive guild, but we do good for the world. We essentially, to put it in... Oh, I just got a subscription from someone I don't even recognise. Thank you very much. Get some sub-hype going. Very awkward part of the conversation, but thank you.
Did they do it just to shut me up? 'Cause that's probably a good enough reason.
I will pay this much per month.
Surprise, motherfucker!
If Phil stopped shouting.
But yeah. So she says essentially, to put it in a blunt terms, I suppose we have been described often as a spy network. We are, however, working positively to enact positive change in the world through secrecy, through capturing of information. And I had to keep this private as there are several people all over the Sword Coast working with the Harpers who would be put in danger if this became public knowledge. Are you satisfied with this?
Well, we did say tit for tat. With regards to the information that Agatha shared to me about the Gentle Spellbook, she's aware of your desire for it. She was unwilling to share any further knowledge and said you had to go and ask her yourself.
Oh.
Just for a lesson, sister. Just because someone is willing to help people and puts themselves out there, doesn't necessarily mean that they're complete idiots.
I never assumed you were idiots, or I wouldn't have sent you on the journey in the first place. However,
Oh,
I
you,
will
you sent
admit-
us under false pretenses, hoping that if we didn't, our deaths would have been an answer for you.
that would have indeed given me, even in death, that would have been information that would have been useful. Yes.
Yes. It's not how I like to use people, but there we go. Call it naive, but clearly not naive enough that I wasn't able to at least ascertain something from you. But yes, she's well aware she has got no intention of going anywhere. She means no harm to this town, and if you want to know about the bloody book, go ask it yourself.
Thank you for this information. And touche. Now,
And I turn and leave.
she Mia like catches up with you and just kind of whispers to you, "That was really cool." As Sister Garael walks back into her house, and you can hear a slight chuckle as she goes.
Right. Gonna go, I assume, towards the Townmaster's house and realise they're not there. And then guess the pub is the next likely location.
Classic us.
Classic you.
Literally just like, I bet they're in the inn.
So yeah, go into the Stonehill and see if they are enjoying their booze.
They are indeed. Tobias and Mia walk in to find Maron and Caliban already sat quite comfortably in the Stonehill Inn with drinks in front of them.
You didn't even collect the goblin. Not that that's a problem.
Alright, Bob, come and have a drink, come on.
Well, okay. Mia?
Well, we have been through a lot.
We sit, order some drinks, and... Well, how did your discussion go?
Well.
Well,
Very, very well. That's about it. It went very well.
give them each 200 gold.
200? It was 100 each, and then I push 100 back over the table.
Yes, it was supposed to be 100 each, but he didn't seem to remember the agreed value, so...
He seemed to have been under the impression it was 500 each, although he is clearly fucked up. But yes, you have definitely got enough to make it 500 each.
What?
What?
What was that, Sean?
He gave you 500 each, didn't you?
I thought it was 100. Oh, it's 500 each.
No. Malron's given us 200 each. This is.
Oh.
Hold on, sorry. Did the Townmaster give us 500 each?
Yep. Yep, he thought he was supposed to only give you 100 each. He gave you 500 each because you guys like convinced the shit out of him, and he's got another 500 each for you later.
Oh, this is the whole 1,000.
This is the part.
Right,
this is half
so
of the
how
part.
much have you pushed over the table, you lying bastards?
Oh, I'm actually going to give over 500. I misunderstood what was
Oh,
going on
wow,
earlier.
okay. I will look at the 500 and go, what did you tell him?
Apart from mine, right? He didn't give me any money.
No, he didn't give you any money.
Man, that's cool. That's fine.
What did you two tell him? And I have no qualms. I've already dealt with one lying bastard, and I appreciate your lying better than theirs.
Well, we told him... I suppose you could say. We told him we dealt with the orc, and we told him there were more enemies that could have been threatening the village.
Correct,
mentioned a
correct.
dragon.
Oh my god, you've told him we're going to go kill the dragon for him, aren't you?
Some other invented creatures. We told him there should be...
You've told
Many
him we're
dragon
going to kill a
claws.
dragon for him, haven't you? That is amazing.
And in a couple of days, when we return from Wave Echo Cave, assuming we survive, he'll have another 500 gold for each of us.
Having killed a dragon for him, which just happens to already be dead. That is... No, seriously, gentlemen, that is genius. I tip the hat that I'm not wearing to both of you right now. So how much did she say? Sean, was it 1,000 or 2,000?
1,000 each.
What? No, I meant how much did the
Oh, 2,000.
how much to get an alchemy shop?
2,000 to get her shop up and running again.
Right. So, couple of things. Can't tell you here, but we'll tell you on the road. The sister is a lying bitch, but apparently, for a force of good-ish. But she did throw us under a bus. She's somewhat regretting it, but not entirely.
You mean a cart, right? Not a bus.
I didn't stab her. Oh yeah, sorry, under a cart. She somewhat threw us under a cart, but not entirely. But arguably with good intentions. I just don't like her methodology. The necklace has been returned. She wants nothing to do with the man at all, ever. So sorry, no housekeeper for you. But I did inquire if we were looking to invest money, and I'm not saying we are. I've made no promises. But if we want an alchemist / herbalist, it's a loan of 2,000 gold, all in, to have our own alchemist shop with a trained alchemist, and that's a loan, not a gift. If we so desire.
Essentially, it would be 500 gold from each of us.
Yes. And I push mine back into the middle of the table and go, genuinely, do you know how much of a pain in the arse it is to make potions? Not a rhetorical question, I haven't got a clue.
Well, how much did you all pay for healing potions a little while ago?
We didn't buy any, we've just nabbed them from everybody as a part of...
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you guys bought some from the...
No,
I think we were going to, but because of the price,
yeah,
we then couldn't.
We've effectively, all the stuff that we've got potion-wise has either been found or has been bartered as part of the price for doing a job. Not actually bought one as of yet. But no, the question's clearly aimed towards more Maron and Mia as the more arcanist / how difficult is it to make potions?
Difficult, very time-consuming and quite expensive.
So, if she... Obviously, we saw the shop that she did have. If she could recreate that here, now that we've made the town safe, with that loan, and as I say, she's insistent it's a loan, she's not looking for handouts, we would have ourselves our own alchemist shop, which is one thing this area doesn't seem to have.
Indeed, it seems like a worthy investment. 500 gold back into the center of the table.
Caliban?
Well, so I put my money into the house.
Right, the
So
house
I don't
that...
have...
The lord of the house. You are going to let us crash at your...
Of course, for a small fee of 500 gold between you right now. No, joking.
Out of party funds. Yeah. Funds you'll let us stay at your house.
You can come stay anytime. Just
Such.
give me
Do
2
we get
weeks notice. If I...
2 weeks? No. It's a time we share. One of us can stay there any other week, but stay. Well, what else? So we've got to get.
Surprise, motherfucker!
If we care. Gun. Is he in?
Sorry, what?
Sure.
Maybe at Adamoth Orchard.
Oh, Duke. Hello? You guys not hear me?
And now.
Sorry, I must have been cutting out. What were you guys? What were you asking about? Who?
Is Gundren about?
Gundren is actually. He wouldn't be about. You can't see him, but you'll be informed pretty quickly by Mrs. Stonehill that Gundren and Sildar are both in a room upstairs.
Okay. My Discord's playing up a bit. I'm gonna log out and log back in. 2 seconds.
Fair enough.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm actually refresh myself as well. But for everyone at home,
So
hope
I'll do
you're
it.
I hope everyone at home is enjoying all the raffles and stuff. There's lots of raffles going on in the Twitch chat, mostly because Wemmick's so close to getting his 10,000 so that he can make his own custom command, and I really want him to get it, but he keeps not winning the the raffles. Sorry, Wemmick. Blaine, you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. Phil, you there? Phil's still loading. Okay.
It's not.
No. His is weird because even when he refreshes, his name stays there.
Yeah.
I don't think doing that.
Logging out and logging back in.
Could be.
Let's go.
Oh, there he's gone. Right. So, what was he saying before? Because I couldn't hear him. Who were you looking for?
Is Gundren in the inn? I think he was asking.
Yes, sorry.
Ah, yes. Okay, so
They're upstairs.
yeah, Gundren himself isn't here, but Mrs. Stonehill will tell you that Gundren and Sildar are upstairs.
Do you have visitors?
I think so. He seemed rather dishevelled when he came in, but the Mr. Edomath brought him in and has been looking after him.
Oh, I'm sure they're both delighted at the close proximity of each other for a prolonged period of time. That the individuals that he called here in the first place, who retrieved him from Cragmore Castle, would like a word when he has a moment.
Sildar is with him.
Oh yes, he returned early this morning.
Probably let him know that they're... And it's all gone horribly wrong.
Make sure he brings back my hammer.
Genuinely care about your hammer.
Of course I care about my hammer.
Can't take
No,
a man
you-
away from his hammer.
My hammer.
Oh. I mean, I thought you'd upgraded.
Sure, but my hammer.
Are you guys going to see them, or are you just chilling?
Yeah, I'm really confused now. Are we just going to talk about your weapon all evening?
And my hammer.
And your hammer? Or are we going to...
I got
My
it,
original
Blaine.
suggestion was that she could go upstairs and advise him that we're here if they want visitors, but apparently we're just going to go upstairs.
Oh, if Sildar's here, we need to speak to him. And I'm going to start heading upstairs.
Okay. Following Maron.
Mia follows also.
So,
Okay, you head up the stairs, and there is one room with the door quite wide open, actually, and Gundren is sat in the bed, still quite beaten up and bruised, but a lot better than when you last saw him. And Sildar is sat in a chair at his side, fully armoured, his face a little grazed up himself, and they're just chatting quietly.
Just to recap, we did take the 1.5 grand that was sat on the table before we left.
Yeah, I figured.
We haven't just left it there and gone, oh, that'll be here when we get back.
Yeah, because it won't. No, I figured someone would have picked it up.
yeah, Maron.
Maron's like, haha, mine.
I was going to suggest it was actually me in front of everybody, and then I assume Mia will... Oh no, Mia didn't go inside, did she? Bugger. I can't get Mia to confirm my story about... I'll say that we'll all go together to speak to the woman about the apothecary thing. But sorry, yes. Hi.
Oh, my friends, it's good to see you. Gundren sits up. Aye! Good to see you, lads! And lass, of course. Aye.
Good to see you too. Nice to see that you've returned, especially. Did you fare all right getting your quarry back to taking him?
Aye, there were some ruffians that attempted to jump me on the road, but nothing that I couldn't handle.
In the meantime, we managed to find Gundren.
As you can sort of see.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, I have been reminiscing with my friend and finding out what he's been up to. Thank you very much for rescuing him.
Right.
No problem at all.
That's the charge.
That's free of
So, Wave Echo Cave.
Gundren, like, there's almost like a slight growl to his voice. Aye, the pain in the arse I've been going through to get that. I haven't got my map.
Wait.
Didn't we give that back to him?
Give it back to him, yeah.
Yeah, no, he has got his map. We go to his bag, pick out and show him his map. You were a bit out of it, but we
To
did
be
give you
fair,
your map back.
I spent days taking head wounds and barely
No,
eating.
we fully get that. No recriminations, but here's your map.
Oh, I feel like a bloody fool. It's been here to study all along. Zelda, why didn't you check
Well,
my
no,
bag?
it was with the delightful people that held you prisoner, but it's only been back with you for the last day or so.
Oh, I knew that. Zelda, stop making me look like a fool. Zelda's just kind of chuckling to himself.
We've all looked worse, so yeah.
Zelda's just like laughing to himself. Like,
Just
okay.
died just this morning.
Oh yeah, no, that was still today. Wow, yeah. He's been back in your possession for approximately 8 hours. Don't feel bad.
Oh,
Most of which you've been concussed for. So
aye. Well, here you go. He kind of unrolls it on the bed. It's a very old looking map, very old looking. And as he unrolls it, you can recognise a lot of things depicted on it. Although some of them are very different to how you'd seen them now. For example, the Old Owl Well that you guys have visited and were attacked by zombies in, on the map it's a large tower. That's a gate tower overlooking the area, which obviously it wasn't any longer by the time you got there. And he shows, actually not that far from where you all were, in the deep vales of the Sword Mountains to the east of Phandalin, Wave Echo Cave. He explains that it's well hidden. The way that the mountains around there are, the cave mouth is covered over by multiple meandering paths, which means that actually seeing where the opening of the cave is very well hidden. Unless you knew where to go exactly, it would be very difficult to find. But he tells you the path that it says on the map in Dwarvish, which I'm sure Caliban can read as well.
Yeah.
But it explains very much where to look and what to do on your approach to be able to see the entry properly.
I'm gonna be honest, quite relieved that we're not leaving this up to Duke. Because there was a lot of nuance.
What could have possibly have gone wrong?
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance in this description and this image that I'm pretty sure might have got mildly lost in translation.
Who is this dupe? Wait, the little goblin.
Yes.
Oh,
We've also had this conversation.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Goblin that helped you, I think.
Yeah, the goblin that was
Aye.
on your side, that you're glad he's safe.
he kind of puts his hand to his head. He was. He used to bring me food in the manor. Oh, glad he's safe. How? Where is he?
Currently probably upsetting your orchard owner friend. He's over at the orchard.
Ha! That. You know.
It seemed the most logical. It was the most logical place to leave him in a lack of any other sensible places.
It gives him a lot of space to run around and not be a problem to
Yeah.
the town. I get the logic behind it. Still, he's making trouble for Edomath, and that can't be a bad thing. He kind of chuckles to himself.
So, to bring it back a bit, apologies. I take it have you two had a chance to talk about, and I kind of point to the glass stuff that Mia's holding.
Ah. Aye. Who would have thought Yarno was a traitor? Trusted the bastard.
Well, clearly no one at the time. I can understand there was no reason to, but hopefully with him gone and with a couple of other locations cleared out, the Red Brands might give this place a bit of distance.
Well, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? He looks confused. What? Sildar turns to you all. He's suffering quite a lot from his head wounds.
Should we give him some space?
I think perhaps letting him go back to sleep would be potentially a good thing. I should probably leave him also.
Okay, kind of step out of the room.
Right.
Sildar stands up and follows you out.
Yes, perhaps we should go downstairs and discuss this all over a drink.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Sildar follows you downstairs.
So yeah, we do head down.
Yep. Sildar follows you guys down. Quick refresh of the Discord. Hello?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you were.
I can tell when no one's responding to me, I'm like, yeah, Discord's fucking up. So yeah, he follows you guys downstairs.
Let's
Sildar
sit
does.
down at a table and order drinks.
So what is your plan here? What are you doing?
Well, it seems that the Black Spider is still aware of the location of Waylays Cave, even though they don't have the map anymore. We're under the impression that they are en route to there, and there is some thought that we will try to get there before if we can, but certainly to prevent them from doing anything particularly heinous once they arrive.
I understand. When do you plan on leaving?
I genuinely have no idea anymore. Is this even our business? I suppose it is. Although we've established that the Black Spider isn't who at least three of us were after, they may have answers to it.
Well, I can certainly understand you not feeling like you need to be involved any longer if this isn't who you are after. However,
As I say, they may still have answers.
also, if the Black Spider manages to get himself to the Forge of Spells, Gundren was explaining to me just how powerful this is. How historically minded are the three of you, the four of you? Mia's here too.
Not massively.
Reasonably, but not outside of certain areas.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't as aware of what happened in Wave Echo Cave as I thought. I knew Wave Echo Cave had powerful things within it, but I wasn't aware of the full history. It seems that the mines and the forge that was found within were part of a really quite impressive pact between humans, dwarves, and gnomes. The gnomes would create gadgets, the dwarves would create armor and weapons, and the humans would use the spell forge to enchant them. it was said that this forge of spells could create almost anything.
Not a resource that you want in the hands of these individuals.
You're going very fishbowly. Again, just so you're aware, Phil.
Not a... Is that better?
No.
Nope.
Apparently I'm allowed to sit at a particular angle and nothing else. Better?
Yeah. Slightly.
Sounds better now.
Yeah, that's better.
So obviously not a resource that we want in the hands of particular individuals.
Correct.
I'd imagine not, no.
Indeed, it may be a very interesting resource to add to Caliban's estate.
Yep.
No.
Absolutely. Let's go and get us a forge of spells.
I believe that's probably slightly more of a town resource if it's up and running properly.
Right. Or we could move the manor house to the forge. That's why they pay me the big
The same way that you're going to carry that thing earlier.
Yep. I mean, I carried it.
Right, okay. So, Gundren's in no position to help at the moment, and I wouldn't expect him to. What about your alliance, Sildar? Is there anybody?
Not within the area. To be honest, myself, Gundren, and Iano were most of the Sword Coast's defences. We are actually spread out amongst the entire continent. This is very difficult, as obviously Iano turned out to be traitor. Gundren is badly injured, and I feel very much loath to leave this town with nobody.
I almost imagined that being where you'd go with that. That is understandable.
But obviously, if you all feel like this isn't your fight, I would understand, and I would head out to Wayveco Cave alone.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I know, Caliban, if he did, it wouldn't be your glory.
Exactly. I bet there's another dragon in there as well. I'll need to kill him.
No, with the Ixnay on the already dead dragon at aim.
Wait, what?
The dragon that we have... Sildar, if anyone, including the Town Master, suggests that there's a dragon running around that might be causing a problem, just nod and smile. It's already been dealt with, but we've negotiated a price retrospectively, shall we say, for a problem that's already been resolved.
Oh. Well, in all honesty, if it was with the Town Master, then more power to you.
Yes. Just so that you're not worried that there is a marauding green dragon. There isn't. Well, there isn't anymore, but I think we're delaying advising of its demise until we've suitably had a chance to go do what we've already... I'm really confused. Why didn't we... Oh, I suppose because if you told him we'd already killed it, he would have said that, oh, well, you've already done it, why should I pay you? Fine.
Got John quick.
Sildar. The 2 people in this town that could be left to defend it.
Oh.
One of you could choose to come with us to Wave Echo Cave, as you.
And
Are we trying to get an orchard farmer out of retirement?
Ku, if you're talking Ku at all, like, you cut out a lot.
Else heard me.
Ku?
No, he stopped. He never
Sorry,
actually mentioned him by name.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh.
Go on.
You're talking about the one from the Order of the Gauntlet.
Yes.
Aye.
Edomath, yes.
They are... For one, I believe the man has retired, and for 2, I would not trust them with the running of a town on the precipice such as this.
Slightly more diplomatic about your own group. I understand that you've both got different approaches to how things could work. It's just us, isn't it? I mean, there's a small child that's willing to take gold to help, but I don't really think this is the time or the place to bribe small human shields.
There is also a small goblin who wishes to come with us.
Oh, by all means, that in itself is worth the entertainment alone.
Yet the men who call themselves heroes in this town seek to hide behind the walls.
No, and I look apologetically at Sildar at this. I do get what you're saying. At the moment, the town is only just recovering from all its woes. Leaving it defenceless now is not ideal.
The work you have done in removing the red brands has been fantastic, but there is now a power vacuum, and there are several people within the town who would seek to claim this, as well as potential worries about people outside of the town.
Do you hear that, Caliban? There's people who want your power.
I'll put my hand in. I'll lead.
He raises an eyebrow. Is that a serious suggestion? Are you potentially...
Listen, I killed a dragon, right?
And you would potentially stay in this town? I thought you were more of a travelling warrior.
If I'd have to stay, then I'm out.
I believe he's warmed to the idea that the old manor house is for grabs. We've practically got an agreement with the townmaster that we can use it as a base of operations, but agreed, it doesn't look like we're going to be we're not going to be residents here permanently. We're not exactly going to be stood on the city walls every single day. Not this. Does this city have walls? I didn't notice. I wasn't paying attention.
Not really, no.
No. Well, in which case, we're not going to be patrolling the non-existent city walls. This is not a city; it's a village. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're not hanging around. So yes, if you yourself and Edamath are those that are going to be here with your particular callings, then I just really want to piss off some drow, so this works. I don't know how you and Mia feel, Mauron, if you think this can still get some answers.
Well, the Black Spider did seem to be related in some way. It would still be worth it.
I think we need to do this to help people, Mia says.
You've been hanging around with me too long. And Caliban, you really wanted information from Gundren. This ends with Gundren being here.
Indeed.
But obviously you wish to fill a power vacuum, and you can't do that with one of your greatest foes mocking you by being an elf in a dwarven mine.
That's true. He needs to
albeit a drow. So they're used to underground, but basically you have got a stinky dark elf thinking he knows better how to deal with a dwarven place.
Absolutely. So I need to chop off his head.
There you go. He's in.
Also, if you are going to Aveco Cave, I don't know how to say this in a subtle way, but keep an eye out for Gundren's brothers. They were supposed to be heading there, and they had the maps, and they never actually managed.
Oh Lord, they're dead, aren't they?
I'm either dead or potentially captured. I'm concerned either way.
Well, I imagine we'll find out one way or the other. When you say brothers, plural?
Oh, there's two of them.
Okay.
There was, and I'm using was.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And hoping that doesn't continue. That doesn't end up being the truth. But there were three of them. 3 rock seekers. There's
one sat upstairs, 2 whereabouts unknown.
Gundren is here. Thoradin headed towards the cave, and so did Nundro. All 3 of the Rockseeker brothers were aware of the cave's location, but the other 2 are not members of the Lord's Alliance. They did not check in with us.
Okay. So, fear for the worst, hope for the best.
I believe that's the best way to approach it.
So, what? We take a night's rest and go, or...?
Is it daytime now?
It's kind of
Well,
with the travel
in the-
and everything. It's coming towards evening now.
Right. Okay.
yeah, because we walked through the woods, albeit a lot quicker than we should have.
Yep.
Did Thunder Tree. Rode back at relatively normal speed, albeit in a carriage, and then obviously bimbled around town for a couple of hours or an hour or so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I guess we rest up.
Yeah.
Going back to the power vacuum thing though, I'm not one to give up position of power lightly, but instead of having one person in charge, why don't you set up some sort of council?
That is a potential fantastic idea. I mean, I am not a resident of the town. I am merely a protector of sorts, I suppose.
Interested.
That's yes.
You're
that
an
is
interested
correct.
party.
But we are very much. I like that idea. I think there are people here who have a lot of power and good say within the town already. That, if working together, could make this town incredibly prosperous. Especially if you manage to return the Spellforge to this town. A lot of the miners would be able to benefit greatly from that. Also, it's a whole nother cave to potentially mine.
Gold, lots of gold and diamonds. I'm in. Maybe even some mithril. I'm in. Let's go. Let's go to sleep and then let's go to work. I'm getting all excited.
We
Right.
should sleep. We should plan a cart ahead for the morning.
Yes.
Oh, I could potentially go and book that now if you wished to sleep.
Aye.
How? What?
This business
Very
deal
helpful.
with the alchemist. Do we wait till we get back? If we're really honest.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll only be gone for 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. There's no point saying, "Hey, we can do this," and then we go off and die horrifically. I mean, at
And Mia
least
doesn't seem quite herself. She may want to make the decision
Yeah.
at a later stage.
Also, did we sort out the money for the alchemist?
that is literally what we were just talking about, Callum.
Sorry, I was
And the answer was,
too
as
busy.
nice it would be to hand over $2,000 now,
Mm.
with what we've got coming ahead of us, let's make this decision when Mia is more vocal,
Okay.
and when we're not worried that we're potentially going to die in the next day or so. I imagine we should, after we get back here afterwards, then settle those sort of affairs. I mean, if nothing else, I would. There is the argument in favour that that's at least grand we don't potentially lose down a hole somewhere. But if we're at that stage, we're all going to be too dead to care.
Of course.
So on that cheerful note, bed.
Beth. Aye. Get a good night in.
Yes, I think perhaps sleep would be good for you. I will get the cart booked for the morning, and it will be waiting outside when you are ready.
So how far along the? So looking at the map quickly before it all gets put away, how far are we saying this entrance is from where we are? Really?
About 15 miles. It's not like huge. It's just becomes very difficult terrain as you get closer to it.
So looking at that, how far do we think the cart is going to be of use to us?
Probably about an hour or two's travel. Worth it because it
Cool.
will cut down the journey a lot, but still definitely useful.
Cool. Okay, that makes sense then. So yeah, agree that if Sildar can sort that, we'll get some rest. And imagine a hearty breakfast in the morning. Because I mean, to be fair, Caliban, you've not used it for the last 2 days, so they've hopefully
True. I need
recovered
to
slightly.
catch up.
You can absolutely carbo load in the morning. They have not given you
Yeah.
breakfast for a few days.
So yeah, the plan is then sleep, break fast, and head off.
Oh yeah.
Unless we all get abducted in the middle of the night by
That is also a
Spoilers.
problem. Mia is obviously very quiet. She doesn't say much as she heads up the stairs, but there definitely is something wrong with her.
Mauron, you've known her longer than us. Is this something to be worried about?
Quite no. She just seems to be brooding more than anything, but perhaps in the morning she'll be able to tell us more.
Understand.
Dragon.
Oh, what? And she's upset that we killed her kin. Is that what?
I don't know.
She.
Not upset that they killed her kin, but the
The
dragon
last thing-
did be trying to corrupt you three. Perhaps it had a possible effect on Mia.
But the last thing we did was kill a dragon, and then they started going weird. Just saying, she might be a dragon in disguise.
It's a very good disguise.
It's just worked on her.
Okay, it looks like, yeah, we're all gonna go get some sleep and see what happens.
Okay. Okie dokie. Here's where things are going to start getting weird. Because
fun.
Yay!
you knew that was going to happen. But Maron, you do get you will get that I've just whispered to you before I do the thing.
Excuse me.
Oh, for God's sake, Mauron!
Not a physical item. Don't worry, guys. It's information. It's just yeah. Okay, essentially, you guys all go to sleep and everything is relatively fine. You sleep well. There's a lot of dreams. It's a restless night, but that could potentially just be, you know, the nature of what's going to happen tomorrow.
Cough. Elves don't sleep. Cough.
That is a fair point. Elves, what do elves do?
Meditate for 4 hours like
I thought
losers.
So, essentially the same kind of thing. Your meditation is usually very peaceful, very restful. You
Yeah.
relax, enter a state of meditation, and recover. During this time, you find it very difficult to focus, very difficult to fall into that slumber. Not slumber, but, you know, that state of relaxation. It's become quite difficult for you to feel at peace at all. And
Standard.
this is normal. And yeah, you're struggling very much. All of you are struggling very similarly in your sleep.
Oh god. Screen has changed.
The screen has changed.
Oh dear.
Oh, so it's
Sorry, I was looking away.
Please find
Wow.
yourselves on
Okay.
as a faint noise begins. It's mostly
that's the thing.
echoes. It's dark. You find yourselves, 3 of you, not 4, stood in what is essentially a circular room with 3 sconces. There are steps leading down into this room that you have found yourselves stood in. And
I, for one, did not drink that much last night, if anything.
Even I didn't drink that much, and that's, you know, that's doing something. Are we on the health that our figures are currently on?
oh no, you're not. You can put your health. I mean, you've leveled up since then and everything. So please do put your health as it is.
I'm on 6 HP, this is bad.
You're at 4
No,
HP at the moment.
I did update mine, so I was like, I don't mind if I am. For the benefits of skills and stuff, although this is clearly not what we expected,
Everything
we
is exactly as it
theoretically
is. Yeah.
have we had a full night's sleep for skills and stuff? Have we had a long rest?
Yeah, essentially you've had
Oh,
enough time to have had a
cool.
rest, yes. So as you open your eyes, for a moment, all you can see is darkness. It's pitch black. Your eyes begin to start adjusting, because obviously all of you have
All of us got dark
dark
vision.
vision. But even then, you feel... You hear a slight shuffling nearby. You can feel with your feet that you are definitely on stone ground. As your dark vision begins to adjust, you can see that the stairs that lead down opens up into the space you are stood in. There are 3 fire sconces here, with kindling within them but not lit. The stairs seem to lead up to a stone wall.
Well, this is unexpected.
At first, you don't
Except for
notice
Frank
that your
Malron.
friends are here, but
Oh.
it does adjust. You start hearing other people moving as well. Slight movements, nothing exaggerated. And as you focus, you realise your friends are here. Your dark vision starts kicking in, and you can see that you are what appears to be underground.
Well, this, I believe, is what is known as bullshit, right?
Something like that.
When we said Mia wasn't acting like herself, and that she might actually be a dragon in disguise, he hasn't, in fact, teleported us.
Surprise,
Turns out I was
motherfucker.
100% correct.
She has teleported us to a burial chamber for us to starve to death. What the hell
That's
is...
a dragon that can teleport people.
I have only ever met one dragon, and it was a bastard. So there we go. What the... Does it look like natural carved walls, Sean,
That
or
is
is it...
what I was going to check as a dwarf with my stone cunning.
Alright, you do it then.
Stone.
Please do.
I'll wait till we get near some... I'll wait till I get near some fucking trees then, shall I? Is that what we're saying? Right.
You were very helpful with the forest.
Still haven't got a bow though. What do you want me to roll?
What did your
My
stone?
stone cunning
Yeah.
says on history.
Yeah, go for that then.
Which is. Dun, 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 dun.
That's pretty good. This is very difficult to understand. Although it looks like this stone hasn't been naturally shaped, it looks like it should have been carved out of the very earth itself, or potentially carved out of the underside of a mountain. You can't, for the life of you, work out any tooling marks or any kind of way that people have shaped this. There's no pillars supporting any of the ceilings. There's no wood along the edges that usually hold up caverns that are dug like this. It's very strange.
I don't like it. It's on that little. I want to get out.
Surprise,
There's nothing
motherfucker.
load bearing.
Casually pat around my shoulders and head. Do I feel anything?
Nope. I'm afraid you do not, Malron.
Shh.
Your familiar's not here.
Oh, he's worked it out! When did you guys work this out? I was
I worked it out
curious.
ages ago because
I worked it out of character. I worked it out a couple of episodes ago. In character, still don't have a fucking clue.
So yeah, for those of you watching at home, that it's now been like out of the bag. I won't tell you what it is, but Malron does have an invisible familiar.
I think
Yeah.
I know what it is as well.
The bit where you went bloody running off into the trees when something went horribly wrong the other end. It was just like, what is Malron's issue? Oh wait, it's not Malron that's got the issue.
Basically, Malron lost his familiar. His familiar died horrifically, and he went and resummoned one in the woods.
Wow.
Sometimes.
Right. So these stairs here
Leads to a solid wall.
Yeah.
will just lead to a solid wall.
Lead to a solid wall. It is about 6 feet tall, and then it's ceiling.
Right. Well, I guess we're going this way then.
Well, I'm going to do the stupidly sinister thing of these sconces you said have got kindling in, yeah?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Have I got my backpack with me?
You do. Any items that you were carrying, even if you obviously would have taken them off to go to bed, they are back on you. You have your armor, you have your weapons. All of your items are back.
I have my tinderbox.
Yes.
I am going to light the nearest sconce. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, it goes up in flames pretty naturally.
Well,
Nothing horrific. There's no sounds of wars.
Doesn't seem to have an
Rumbling.
effect, no.
Right. Looking at the other two and pointing at the others. Shall I continue?
Sure.
Yep. I'll do the one on the far wall first then. Over here. And then third and finally, the one in front.
These are landing exactly where I want to put them. This is a rare occasion. With all three lit, the top of the stairs, there is a bit of the wall that seems to open up slightly. It doesn't seem to be a door. It seems to be more a very thin alcove lifts up, giving you something
What,
carved
the bit
into.
behind us? Okay.
Yeah, the very top of the stairs. There is now, as a bit of the wall moves out of the way, there is something scratched into the wall beneath it, like hidden behind it.
Meryl to the wake, and Meryl not to see what it is.
I'm gonna take a look.
There is something written in Draconic on the wall.
Oh, I can speak that. Oh, no, I don't know it.
A few steps backwards and say,
I haven't got a clue what that is.
Let's have a look. This weird EBGB language.
Okay, you can read Draconic, yeah.
I can read Draconic. Yeah.
It's not. There's not much writing there. It simply says, "If you want her back, proceed."
Right. It says proceed.
so we're meant to go that way through the wall.
Well, or proceed this way.
I will
and then-
light one of my sticks of incense and see if there's any like airflow around this wall with the draconic writing on it.
Yep, makes
See if I can
sense.
see
You kind of
smoke.
you spark up your incense, blow it out. The smoke that's traveling up from it seems to not be reacting really at all. If anything, it seems to there seems to be air kind of swirling from behind you and down the stairs rather than anything
Right,
coming
okay.
from this wall here.
Yep. Well, let's go this way then.
As soon as he steps out of the way, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the wall just for the fun of it.
Stepping down the corridor.
Roll me a hit.
Ow.
That hits. It is a wall you are throwing through. Roll me some
You
damage.
didn't hex the wall first.
Fun.
You manage to destroy the writing temporarily. It slams into the writing. The bit of stone that the writing is scratched into crumbled away, and then literally as you blink, it has appeared back completely formed. There is still broken stone on the floor where it has crumbled, but the writing is completely fixed.
I have a really bad feeling.
Yeah. Well,
Because that wall, and it reformed itself.
I mean,
That's your really bad feeling. Not the fact that
To
we,
this.
not the fact that we've all been abducted in the middle of the night, dressed by parties unknown, dumped at the bottom of a set of stairs with an unbreakable wall behind her. And
Foreplay so far.
it's a typical Saturday night for me, lads.
Exactly.
Oh.
right, the survival roll I'm about to make, Sean, is to see how screwed I am for checking for traps as I walk slowly along the corridor.
Yep.
Not very.
Yeah, not
Oh, yeah.
massively.
Moving at a slow pace, but that is to see if I come up against anything before. But yeah, that's my role for coming along until I stop and do something else.
Yeah, no, that seems to be okay. You seem to have. I mean, it seems relatively safe. From there, you get to actually see quite a lot because that is like right in the middle of a junction. Let me reveal all the things that you.
The good thing is we're being really stealthy as well, right?
We are the stealthiest.
I'm not too fussed about being stealthy. I'm just trying to.
Right.
Stepping forward a bit more.
Early as
What's
well.
this side?
Oh god.
Okay, so the other side. What you find in here, since you have moved close to
Right.
that room, there's a large expanse of water here, and there are dark shapes kind of swirling within. It's difficult to get a grip of what they are. It could be fish, could be something else, but there are definitely things moving beneath the surface. The water itself is very murky. It looks like it's been here for quite some time. Definitely not drinkable. And floating on top of the water are 5 large heads. These appear to be slightly bigger than ogre-sized and are literally just floating in the water.
That way last, yeah?
That's nasty.
Yeah.
So we've got a door there. What can I see down the corridor in this direction?
In fact, let me see if I can. That's way too big.
Oh god.
That's better. Boom, 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 boom.
Almost like you could use them to walk across. Oh no,
Well-
not quite.
So yeah, that's what you can see.
What can I see down this way?
Oh, you got pretty good vision from there.
Oh god.
What the hell?
It's just flowers. Just flowers.
Just look at the flowers. There are piles
So
of them.
happy.
There are,
Found them.
Is that-
Fireball.
okay, you can't see incredibly well. You're not massively close yet. However, you can definitely
I
see.
can zoom in and scare myself out of character.
There are piles of bodies of varying sizes, shapes,
Oh,
races, various different states of decomposition. Everything from full skeletons, some are rotting, some look like they've just been dropped right this second.
Oh shit, they are. It's all...
And there seems
Yeah,
to
that's what I
be-
mean. I can zoom in and see.
just so people at home can see, I'll go do the same thing for them. There you go. Lovely piles of
random
bodies. There's just big skeletal head there. It's pretty grim. However, there is something crouched at the far end that is very difficult to see, but it appears to definitely be something that is taller than a body just lying there, for sure. It could be an actual
nice.
person in there.
I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna use Divine Sense.
Remind me?
I need to remember
Undead.
myself, actually. I'm pretty sure it's undead, fiend, or something else.
Don't you have to pick one?
No. Within 60
Okay.
feet, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead. 60 feet, but it doesn't go through walls. So,
So you've got a line of sight. That's fine.
There.
Yeah, you can't sense any undead for sure.
Okay, that's fine.
You can't sense any undead in there, but what you can see is what appears to be... No, actually, you can't see what it is properly yet. But there is definitely a small crouched figure in the back.
Right. So, door, room of bones, or orc head. Is it ogre head? Did you say
Bigger than.
bigger than an ogre head stepping stone?
Well, I mean, I just made that up.
I know, but the water doesn't look particularly delightful either.
Should we just throw something in there and see what happens?
I mean, I've only got 2 of these left, so one of us was going to starve anyway. Pack of dry rations. One of the 2 that I've got left, just chuck, like, the jerky or whatever it is into the water.
Okay. You throw it in. It for a moment. It like floats on the surface before it then begins to sink. As it sinks,
Does the thrashing get any more ferocious around where
oh
it
no,
drops?
it's gentle swells. Nothing seems to thrash, and then a fin breaks the surface of the water. A large, like spiny fin breaks the surface, as if something not far from the surface has now dived further down to take these rations. And the rest of the water begins to sit pretty still.
So there's a big fish. So we've got a big fish, a room of bones, and a door. How do we feel about a door right now?
I feel good about a door.
Right.
Inviting.
Yeah. Considering the alternatives, yes, it does. This is what is it to check a door again? I keep forgetting. Is that another survival?
Oh no, it's what?
Oh, no, is that
Are you
perception?
trying to hear through it, or are you trying to check it for traps?
Trying to hear through it first and then check for traps.
Okay, it is a perception to hear through it. It is an investigation to check for traps.
Okay. So hearing through it.
You put your head up against it and listen very carefully, doesn't seem to be any sound coming from the other side.
Sorry, there was no sound, did you say?
Yeah, no, not that you can hear. Doesn't seem to be any
And
sound. Nope.
that's to check to see if it's trapped.
Seems absolutely safe.
And that's to check to see if it's locked.
It is not locked. It is definitely open. It's just closed over.
Right. There's not really any room for Tobias to get past me unless we all back out. So I am just going to open the door
Okay.
with my rapier, at least one drawn.
There is a wooden coffin against the back wall. There is the lid of the coffin is lying shattered on the floor before it,
Okay.
and there seems to be a rather decrepit-looking female tiefling body
Oh
in
man.
the coffin. There is also some something metallic glinting on a finger of this creature.
What's the tiefling female wearing?
What's she? Oh, what, like clothing-wise?
Yeah.
Or
Basically, it doesn't look like Mia.
oh yeah, she's wearing a kind of purpley dress.
Oh, my feels, man.
This ring,
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Yes, Koo?
that identifies her for sure, if it's something new or what the fuck.
Sorry, you cut out
Seems
massively
very
there. I just
shiny.
heard this ring, and then nothing.
Going to check the ring. Just going to check it, examine it, find out what it is. Was it something of Mia's, or has it been placed there, essentially?
Okay. Roll me an investigate. And you'll have to get right up to the body in like proper check.
I am, as she goes to do that, you said it's up against the wall, isn't it? There's not space the other side of it.
Yeah, no, it is up against the wall. It's just not very clear in the picture I've done.
Right, I am going to stand... Well, actually, no, I'm going to stand aside. Because if anyone's going to bloody deal with it, if she is undead, that is going to be you, Caliban.
I don't think I could bring myself to kill Mia.
Well, no, if she's undead, she's dead.
Oh,
So you're not killing Mia.
well,
Hopefully this is all a big, ridiculous stunt. And if it's not, and she is the dead risen, well, you're not killing her, you're doing her a service.
I like the way you think. It puts me at ease.
Okay. So what would you like to do?
Mauron is having... Mauron's looting her, let's be honest.
I'm still waiting for Mauron. Are you going to roll me an investigate to check this ring?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Yes.
My bad. Yeah, investigate. Check the ring.
16.
Mauron, you've seen this ring before. However, you have never seen it gracing Mia's finger. It is currently sitting on the index finger of your right hand.
Did you two get hitched?
Mauron, this is the ring
Not
of
that I'm
protection that you are
aware
currently
of.
wearing. Or at least, you know, a very similar
The-
ring.
Or the ring of protection that we don't know that he's wearing because the thief and bastard took it out?
Oh
of
yeah,
such a
no,
lot of
only
lamination?
only Mauron recognizes this ring.
Okay.
Okay, I take it off of her.
As you
Like,
reach forward to take it
pass
off
it.
of her, the other hand reaches forward, grabs onto your wrist. You feel a bit of burning pain, and then the body collapses. Mauron takes 6 burning damage, and this is unusual for you as you are a tiefling. You're not used to taking damage like this. It was almost like a hellish rebuke, but not quite.
I don't understand.
That looked painful.
Did you hear all of that, Koo?
Before. Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't a ring that she's ever worn. That's a ring of protection. I've never seen her wearing one before.
Okay, so maybe that isn't her. Maybe this is some elaborate bullshit.
Perhaps someone is toying with us and has dressed a dead body like Mia. Or perhaps this is all an illusion. I can't say for sure.
Well, none of us were none of us drank to the point of any level of confusion last night. We went to sleep in our own bed. We've woken up at the bottom of a set of stairs. I am not taking anything at face value at the moment, other than getting the hell out of here.
I'm gonna try to take the ring again.
Oh no, you managed to get the ring off her finger. It's just she grabbed you as you moved away. So yeah, you've got the ring.
Would anybody like the ring of protection then?
It feels
Shall I hold
gauche.
on to it?
I mean, just because it looks the same doesn't mean it is the same, right?
Yeah.
Cursed. I could just hold on to it for now.
Let's not
Sure.
start wearing jewelry that we found in a psychotropic nightmare.
So let's have it checked first. If we get
Might
out
be an
of here.
idea.
I put it in my bag.
Okay.
Should we head on to the next room?
Well, the choices are abundant and delightful either way. What do you consider the next move?
The one up the corridor.
Oh, what, on the grounds that there's no other exit from it anyway, so we may as well get out of the
And
way
there's
before we try and cross.
No water.
Well, not in your armour.
Dwarfs don't swim very well.
Certainly not in
Not in
armour.
a lot of metal. Aye. Tell me when bad things happen.
As you approach, you can see now what the creature is crouching in the opposite corner. It seems to be a young girl. Looking rather scared, hands over like her face, shaking, knees up around her chest, like literally sat on the floor with her knees up around her chest, hugging herself, kind of shaking.
Don't want to walk in with all the bodies. I'm scared. Let's go. Oh.
You seem to have stopped, Caliban.
That's because I'm terrified. I mean, I'm just taking a breather.
Again, I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Show everyone at home just what you're seeing. So yeah, the closer you get, the more you realise this is gross. This is horrific. Some of
Sounds
the
kind
bodies,
of crunchy when you walk there, Caliban.
some of the bodies are very crunchy. Some of the bodies are more gooey.
Just look up.
Everything here counts as difficult terrain, quite unsurprisingly. I'm hoping everyone's okay with that. Like, doesn't need to question it. The little girl is just shaking, like she's horrified.
Am I really the one that's going to be talking to the little girl?
Well, you're the one who deals with this kind of thing.
Alright, she's going to scream in my face. I can feel it. Just when I get right close enough.
I would like to advise if a fight kicks off, I don't have to worry about difficult terrain. It's not really important right now, but, you know, just put it out there.
Caliban,
Sucks for you.
Yes.
how are you approaching? What are you doing?
I say, hey, little girl, what are you doing down here?
She looks up at you, and with like very small horns curling back from her forehead, her hair in pigtails, but still a recognizable color for you. And
Just
a
a big
very
Mia.
young-looking Mia looks up at you.
I am officially weirded out now.
Where am I?
Honestly, I don't know, but I think we should get you out. This is not a nice place for a little girl to be sitting down.
Do you know where my parents are?
Nope.
Mauron?
Next question.
Did you actively say Mauron as a character?
Yes. Quietly, I'm going to say, do you know where they are?
No, unless that was her mother in the coffin.
Wow, I didn't even intend to get that dark.
Shit.
I simply meant whether you knew in real life. Not this psychotropic bullshit.
Her,
Where Mia's parents are.
her eyes widen and she like lets out a little screech and starts crying her eyes out.
Probably not wise to say. Maybe that's her mum in the coffin, Mara. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's. Don't worry, little one. You're no good at talking to children, alright? Just come on. Let's get you out of the dirty, horrible room.
She reaches...
What's your name, little demon?
Wow.
It's Mia.
This is actually happening.
She reaches up a hand towards Caliban.
As in, for me to help her up, type
Yeah.
of hand.
Yeah.
Also, hellish rebuke.
Sure, I'll grab her hand.
As you do, there's a kind of horrible flash against your eyeballs. Like, you get these quick, almost like horrific flashing visions of her skin melting off, of her screaming in your face, of her attacking you, and then she's gone.
I didn't hear the last bit. I just saw
No, melting off her
and
face.
screaming.
Like her skin melts off her face. She is screeching. She goes to attack you. Each one of these is like a split second of a vision of pure horror. Her attacking you, her biting into your neck, her stabbing you in the gut. Repeatedly, lots of different visions of her hurting you. And then, as the visions fade, she's gone.
Caliban, what did you do with her?
I didn't do anything. It was terrifying. I'm out. I'm going. I'm out of here. See you later. Squeeze through. Oh no, that's the wall. Sorry.
He's really good with stonework, guys.
What is this? Anything specific? I'm not touching it.
Sorry, I missed what you pinged. What?
This skull.
Oh, I mean, it's a skeletal skull.
Right, it's nothing. It's one of the piles of bones and stuff.
Appears to be, yeah. There's a few skulls littering around the place.
Right, okay.
That one's just, standing out a little bit.
Fine.
As far as skulls can do so.
Stan. We're all moving out. Mauron's looting.
Yeah, I'm essentially examining the pile of bodies, seeing if there's anything.
Whereas I'm checking on Caliban.
Maron, who is... I'm going to go back up. Maron, who is looting the bodies.
This is where Mauron dies.
Wah, wah, wah.
Maron, as you're searching through the bodies, there doesn't seem to be anything worth taking at first. A few of them are relatively fresh and still wearing their clothing and stuff. There's a few that are in quite noble finery, and you hope to find something. And then a hand bursts up through a pile of bodies, grabs onto your wrist.
I feel like I remember this happening before.
As it does this, it pulls you down towards the bodies, and a face leers up out of the pile of bodies. It seems to be a decaying version of you, pulling you down towards the bodies. Please roll me an athletics check.
Oh,
God.
So Caliban, you were right. That seemed a little bit.
That was very disgusting. Basically, I just saw visions of Mia screeching and her face melting and then attacking me in 100,000 different ways.
Wow, that's vile.
I don't ever want to see that again.
No, well, hopefully Mauron will be along shortly and we can move on.
Well,
I do
Chop,
scream
chop.
as this happens, man.
chop.
Oh, do you?
Point in your conversation, you hear a... Ah!
Okay. He's clearly found some.
Have you tripped over again? Come on.
He's
man.
found some decent loot and he's shot. I will head back to.
As you walk back into the room, what you see is Malron pulling away from something in the bodies and collapsing back into a rather disgusting, squidgy, half decomposed body behind him. Did you guys hear that? Are you okay?
Yeah.
So-
Is he conscious or does he appear to have collapsed or?
He's conscious. He's just shitting himself. Maron, are you there?
Yep. I am silent against the dead body, I guess, gasping in shock.
What's your problem? Other than all this nonsense.
It's your turn to get him now, Toby. I'm not going in there again.
Another one that moved.
Right.
Just like me.
Like you now, or like you when you're not wearing your other faces?
Oh, it was your tiefling face,
But-
if that helps.
My real face, but long dead.
Well, this place is just sunshine and rainbows.
I'm out.
I'm gonna crawl my way out before I
Yeah,
actually...
no, I'm gonna help him past the door and let him get past me. I'm not moving into the room, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it as I back down the corridor.
Yep, that's fair. Nothing seems to be moving. Everything seems to be relatively still. Probably a little bit too quiet. It's creepy. But yeah.
Well, this is a delight.
I'm gonna see if anything happens if I jump into the water. No, if I light this candle here with my tinderbox. Yeah.
Was that a I have one too.
I have one too.
That was very much a
Tinderboxes are very rare, and
I know.
Yeah.
you definitely can't get them at character creation. Right? I know, but...
That lights rather well. Begins burning quite happily. You begin to see things in colour again. As your dark vision obviously adjusts.
Yeah, and I'll do the same with that one. See if anything weird and fantabulous happens.
Nothing seems to happen.
Shit.
You need to like the other two.
Yeah, you first.
Okay.
Cheeky.
And I'll go and like that one.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Oh shit, I can do that too now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but you have to use your spell slot.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I will. I've Misty stepped over, and I'll like the one at the bottom, and then the one at the top.
Yep, that's absolutely fair. As you do that, the water begins draining out of the.
Oh, I was going to say it starts rising. Jesus.
The water
Yeah. Well, I'm the one near the door.
He's like, "Oh, I'm out, guys. Bye."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they with them all lit, the water begins to drain out. The skulls end up just basically sat on the ground. And there doesn't seem to be
Oh god.
a hint of the whatever finned creature it was that was beneath the surface of the water before.
So what are these 5 things?
They appear to be giant heads, like the heads cut off of giants.
Oh right, okay. Gonna prod the nearest one with a rapier.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
How far down is it now? Is the pool effectively?
It's not massively deep now that you've done that. Before, whatever the creature was with the fin itself seemed to be almost taller than the space now. It only seemed to be about 5 feet.
Oh.
So spatially awareness-wise, there was technically no way that the amount of water
Even
and the creature within it
yeah, even
actually fit into the space that's now been vacated.
basically, yeah,
Marvelous.
yep. Literally, the height of the fin alone was taller than this. So whatever it was attached to.
Don't we all love it when things defy the laws of physics? My God.
So,
Right.
take a door or
Dropping
a
down.
door.
No, dropping down.
Okay.
Walking along to here. Looking north.
Aha! You have done the thing. Yes, as the water has drained out of here, this whole area was flooded before, but obviously, as you've drained out the water, this is now accessible. And it's done very well with my polygon reveal. It's not a terrible space at all. It seems to be a circular room, and within it there are definitely some treasure chests.
There's absolutely nothing in there, Maldon. It won't.
Yeah, I do not. No, I'm more than happy for Malron to be aware, but I'm not saying that this room is anything that we. I don't imagine this is going to be any more pleasant than anything else.
Well, 3 chests.
Going
3
to
of us.
going to walk up at least as far as there to see if there's anything. Because I know you've revealed the whole room, but technically I wouldn't have been able to see the corners here and here if. Just a circular room with 3 boxes in.
I mean, essentially, when you walk in, there are 3 treasure chests. There is one to the southwest is bronze, the northwest is silver, and the one on the right is gold.
There's a fable about boars and stuff, and a frog and things. Ugh.
You're making no sense.
I know. Are we going to be this? Are we going to be this stupid?
Shall we take one each? I mean,
Right. I will stand by the bronze one and go.
Oh god.
If we are going to be this idiotic, then
Sure, I'll take the
by all
silver
means.
one.
the evil gold one.
The evil gold. Oh, well, oh no, that's an out character thing. Don't worry. It's like these are all going to be fucking mimics or something.
What?
Soon find out. Are we on the count of 3?
I'm gonna put you in front of the ones you're doing.
Oh, I was like, why am I moving?
No,
Yeah.
I'm doing all 3 of you. I'm just moving you in front of the
It's
chest.
fine. It's fine.
That's all right.
Are we saying 1, 2, 3, then open, or 1, 2?
Let's do it one at
3.
a time. No,
And in case one of them does come alive.
we don't want them all to explode.
Fine. In
all
which
at the
case,
same time.
1, 2, 3, and I'll open the bronze one.
Does everyone open theirs at the same time?
No, singularly,
No.
apparently.
Single. Okay, you're
And I
going
am
one at a time.
holding an action. If it does try to attack him, I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay, that's fair.
Fine.
Tobias, you open the bronze chest.
Yes.
It swings open without much of a problem at all, and within it there are 3 healing potions.
I probably should have checked for traps first, so that
Possibly.
went quite well.
Yeah, it could have exploded or anything. But yeah.
I will pull out the 3 potions, brandish them at the others, and then kind of step away from the chest, hand one to each of them, and then kind of step back. Well, good luck.
I'm just going to say, by the way, I don't think we should drink these anytime soon. This is another
No.
thing we should have examined.
I know. But this means if one of us does explode, we've then got a sample elsewhere.
Alright. Should I open my one, or do you want to open your one?
So hang on, which one was silver, just to clarify?
My one.
Caliban's one.
No.
The band might as well.
Oh, it
work
is
on-
Caliban's, okay.
Alright, I'll open the silver one then.
Eldritch Blast again.
So you've prepped an Eldritch Blast for it attacking him, essentially.
Yeah.
Life tries to eat him.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Okay. You open the chest and it latches onto your arm.
Oh god. I'm out.
Oops, I've done something bad. What do I do? I did the wrong thing.
I don't know, what did you do?
You mean it doesn't latch onto my arm?
Oh no, we saw a bunch of... I saw in the corner of the screen something flicker, and he'd deleted everything in 3.
I did a thing, but don't worry, I didn't do the wrong thing. Badoom! There we go.
Ah!
Nice and obvious. A mimic has bitten onto your arm and has grappled you. Could you please roll me an athletics check to try and pull... Actually, no, it'll be your first turn. It does to your... +5 to hit. Yeah, that will hit. Well, that automatically hits. 1d8 plus 3.
Ow.
It does 4 damage to you. However, you do manage to pull out of its grasp. Could people roll me some initiatives, please?
I get to use my Eldritch Blast I had prepared.
Yes, you do. I forgot that. That is true.
17 and a natural 1.
Have you got your D100 table kicking about?
Which was which?
He fires 2 now, so they're both over the class.
Yeah, I fired 2 beams now.
Oh, holy fuck. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'll be level 5 for you.
Critical. Where is my critical fumble table?
D100.
Yes, please.
Good year.
A 91. Interesting. With a 91, that gets you... Right, can you roll me damage for both of those attacks, please?
disappointing to hear.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I mean, kid's gone anywhere.
Oh, they're both barely anything.
That is potentially good and potentially... Well, that's probably a good thing. The first Eldritch Blast hits the Mimic square in the lid. Almost knocks its top off. The second one...
Snigger.
The second one, it manages to slam its lid shut. And as it does so, it almost bounces the Eldritch Blast back at you. You take the 6 damage on the second one.
Fair dues. All my initiatives.
So you take that 6.
There is travesty, and I need a recount because I'm going last.
What? What? That is messed
I'm
up.
going first.
That's weird, yo.
Rolls anymore.
Okay, let's try this again. Right, so, yeah, Caliban's got a 16, Tobias has got a 10, and Maron's got a 12.
Maron got a 12.
Caliban, Maron. That's really weird. I don't think
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't think you've ever gone anything other than first. Like,
I know.
pretty much the entire time.
Oh, wait, hang on. Da-da-da-da-da. What am I looking for?
It goes after Maron.
Do you not roll initiative with advantage?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Phil's going first.
And Tobias is now first. Which means the Mimic
Yeah,
is
I
now
was like-
last.
Yeah, I was like, there is something. Right,
Okay, go for it.
stepping forward. Because it's my first round.
Yeah.
I get 2 attacks with my main hand. I don't get advantage because it's already gone.
Yeah.
Because it's already bitten in
Technically, yeah, it's already-
to Caliban. So 27 and 16.
Both
To
of them
hit.
hit. Yep, that's a double hit.
And then with my offhand 21.
That hits as well.
So that is 8 plus 14. So 22 plus 9 because I have to take 1 off that. 31 points of damage.
Doing good.
That's pretty damn good. It is looking, it's like full of holes, it's looking pretty bedraggled.
Yeah, I've effectively stabbed it with 1 rapier twice and the other one once.
Yeah, it's like every time you stabbed it, it's like shattered the wood and left bits of
Oh
it
man,
pouring out.
it's made out of wood. I should have had Hugh out. Damn it.
You should have had. You don't. Oh well.
Is it me? Am I up?
Yes, you are.
AC 12. Oh, god damn it. Kidding me?
That is a hit. Meets it, beats it.
Oh, really? Alright. I will
Yeah.
add Divine Smite. Do 16 points of damage. And then we'll attack it again. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh, for God's sake.
Roll.
Right, hang on. Did he need to
Stop.
attack it?
You don't need to attack it again. Calm.
Yeah, don't take a
Oh,
swing
why
at
not?
its dead body just to hit me.
Do I not need to attack it again?
You don't need to attack it again. With your first attack, with the
Oh,
Divine
right, okay.
Smite, your weird sword maul begins to glow, and you smash it down on it, it crumbles into dust.
No.
Kapoom. And it dead.
Well,
Well done.
your go, Maron.
Yes, would you like to surround it and prepare attacks just in
question.
case?
No,
Do I need
I would
to-
like to...
Do I need to attune to Hugh? The axe. To use it.
Oh, yeah, you do. You need to hold it for an hour to.
Right, okay. In that
Attune
case
to
I'm not bothered.
By all means, stand that close.
I am. I will protect you always.
I meant more that we don't know what this one's going to do, and it might blow up.
I'm sure it'll be
Sure,
fine.
it may explode.
Well,
I'm gonna pop it open.
Just in case it's another one, I'll prime my axe ready to attack.
Okay. Maron, you're going to open it. Yeah.
Actually, well, hold on, Maron, before you do. Because if it's a range effect, me standing within a certain radius of it makes little sense. Go ahead.
Perfect circle.
Here we go. Roll me a deck save.
Yeah.
Yeah, it opens. It has items within it. Well, essentially what
Items.
seems to be a folded up piece of cloth.
At the lack of explosion, I will walk back into the room.
I will unravel the cloth and see what we've got.
It appears to be a cloak.
Familiar?
No, it doesn't seem familiar. You've never seen it before. It's rather pretty, though. I mean, it's very it's grey and it has very nice trim.
See if you look like a rock. Hey.
Put it on just yet, like anything we find here. Can I do
Put
an
it
Arcana
on.
check to check if it's magical?
Yeah, go roll me an Arcana.
Sure.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Is that 21 your Arcana check?
Yep, I believe so.
The magic on this cloak is very familiar to you. It is almost exactly the same magic as what is on the ring you are currently wearing.
It's a cloak of protection.
It is indeed.
Hold on to it for now, just in case it's evil.
If it starts talking to you, get rid of it.
I like that as parting words. Try it now before we have it checked out.
I'm okay, thanks.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That it leaches onto my skin and then tears it from my body if I try to remove it.
Oh, you've been reading my
That's one of
Christmas
them.
list.
I will put it with my ring of evil.
Your ring of evil.
What oh, the other thing we found. Okay.
Which door? I'm assuming we're going south.
Well, the other one does require us to climb up a 5-foot ledge, so this makes more
Oh.
sense.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
Do you want to check it for traps first?
That is me listening at the door. Wow.
Well,
Well, that's pretty amazing. You cannot hear anything. There doesn't seem to be
Okay.
anything going on back there.
And hang on, sorry. Oh, actually, technically, because I just rolled the wrong macro for listening. Hang on, it is it's perception, isn't it?
You mean you're nat 20'd it anyway, so
Yeah, no, it would have been 25. Would have been 25.
okay. But
And
yeah,
this is me checking to see if that's me checking to see if it's trapped.
as far as you can tell, it seems to be absolutely fine.
Marvelous. I'm going to open the door.
It opens relatively easily. It swings right open. As it does, all 4 of the fires in the room go out.
Well, this is awkward.
You're all plunged into
Does water
darkness,
start
although the
going on?
water doesn't start appearing again. Caliban vanishes.
where have I
Where have
gone?
you gone?
Where have I gone?
Caliban vanishes.
Oh god.
Mauron vanishes.
You just vanished entirely.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Has he vanished?
Tobias, they have both vanished completely.
What?
Tobias,
So have I now.
Tobias, you also vanish.
We all died.
Tobias,
This is like really
TPK.
Tobias,
Whoa.
you find yourself
Hi.
alone in a room.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
There are 3 doors in the room, and there is a very thin layer of water on the ground. It doesn't even come up quite to ankle height. It may be remnants
As far as
of
I,
what was left over in the room
Okay.
before.
I can't, to my knowledge, know that the door to the north is the one that came through, though, can I?
No, there are 3
To
doors.
the best
though.
of my perception.
Yep.
Do I or do I not know? Sorry.
No, you have no idea. You have literally, as far as you were aware, everything went dark, and you suddenly appeared in this room.
So I'm going to try the door to the north first.
Okay. The door to the north doesn't
yeah.
open. It is incredibly
Okay,
locked.
I don't have lockpicks. I don't have lockpicks, and B, I'm not Bant, so I'm not going to start playing the kicking down door game because I don't want to embarrass myself. So I'm going to investigate the door at the south. Wow, that's appalling. Does that appear to be locked?
It does appear to be locked, yes.
And then I'm going to investigate this door. Jesus.
That one is also locked.
Right. Hmm.
The water
3 locked
begins.
doors.
The
I
water
have no
begins
thieves'
to
doors.
move somewhat to your right, around about the center of the room.
When you say move,
It does. It starts
this
to ripple.
swirly.
No. Just a kind of slight rippling effect. There doesn't seem to be enough water there for anything to be a problem.
Going to take my slightly shittier rapier and kind of stab towards the floor a little.
As you stab down, you're essentially stabbing basically into your reflection into the floor. You hit stone floor. Doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay.
As you pull your rapier back out of the water, the rapier tip seems to be pressed against almost a mirror image rapier that begins to rise out of the floor.
Awkward.
Oh,
I'm not going to
yeah,
have my back
Phandalin.
turned.
Stepping out of the water, although that doesn't seem to be physically possible, appears a virtual mirror image of you. However, this mirror image seems to be a lot fancier. He looks just like you, but much neater, much nicer. He seems to be wearing very fancy rings on every one of his fingers. His cloak is incredibly beautifully lined. It's essentially you at your... You'd imagine your best possible day as a nobleman. And at that point, that's where we're going to end the game for the night.
Father never loved you, and I know what that means. Technically, what I've said about myself.
It's a topic in the standoff.
Wow.
Also, could you please send me your up-to-date, leveled up character sheet, please?
Okay. And you wanted backstory as well, which I never got around to. My apologies.
That's alright, I do indeed. So anyone who hasn't sent me backstory, if you could do so. There is going to be some interesting shit happening next week. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
This was for Halloween. Nice.
Yeah, I have realised that next week is actually Halloween night.
Next week is the 31st.
Yes.
It is Halloween, and it is when you're all going to be here stepping into this lovely, lovely, lovely dungeon that I've set up for you guys. Yay.
Wow.
So yeah, as we start the next week, we're going to start with Tobias. Caliban and Malron, you have a room of your own. Each one will be different. I hope you're really going to enjoy it. And if Mia is back, she's also going to have her own room, as she is here in the dungeon also. She just entered elsewhere. And I'll give her a brief about what happened to her when she appeared here. So yeah.
Why, thank you.
Sounds pretty fucking awesome.
So yeah, next week we will pick up with Tobias v Tobias, which is going to be interesting because yeah, that's going to be fun. And then we'll move on to Caliban's room and then Malron's room.
I'm really hoping Fancy Tobias doesn't have my anger issues, or it's going to be a lot of dice.
Maybe you'll just turn out to be friends.
No.
I could never be friends with myself.
Bitch, I hate me. I mean, God, that would be literally what would happen to me. Jesus Christ. I hate me. I had Wave Echo Cave ready to go, but you guys went to sleep and now I'm happy because this is what I've been waiting for. So yeah.
You did warn us that you wanted to do something for Halloween.
I did.
And you said, I want to make you do this, and went, no, make us do this. This is hilarious.
Yay. It's going to be interesting what you guys find later. I hope you there's some stuff here that will tie back to earlier on, so I'm hoping you guys have paid attention.
Oh, shizer.
Always paying attention.
So yeah, this is going to be fun. But yeah, thank you very much everybody for tonight.
Attention to the party loot, that's what I pay attention to.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to be racist, but is it a dwarf thing?
I'll upload another revision.
So yeah, I hope everyone at home enjoyed that. I'm going to head off for the night now. Tomorrow I will be back at 9 PM and I'll be returning back to South Park, the new South Park, the Fractured Butthole which has actually been amazing so far, especially as I was able to make.
Can I inquire?
Future's End character in it. Yes.
Is the combat system in that any better than Stick of Truth?
It's pretty much the same. They've just kind of
Ugh.
upped it. There's a little bit they've included, instead of just being turn-based, there's also a grid you can move around on. So it's like area of effect attacks quite a lot of the time. So
But
it's a
you
little
still
bit...
have to hit. You still have to hit a bunch of quick time events every round.
No. It's not as. I see what you mean now. Yeah, no, it's not as choose attack and hit this, and this. No, there are a few that are like. There are a few attacks that are like that. Yeah, still. But you have a lot of ones that are just area of effect things, and you don't have to start smashing buttons for.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. But yeah, I'll be picking up back tomorrow with Fractured But Whole at 9 PM. Hope to see some of you there. If not, if you are focused mainly on the D&D, that is fine. I will be back with Curse of Strahd next Monday at 8 PM, and then Tuesday at 8 PM we will be continuing this game. So yeah. Much love to all of you. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Night, guys.